can hear us. So the last time we got on here, we were joking about ED.
I was wondering if we should open up with that.
Our YouTube had a little ED.
Yeah.
Murph gave it its pill, and we're good to
That's
go.
it. We're good to go now. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. We're ready to throw the football through the tire swing now.
Let's do it.
Hey, everyone says it's working.
Hey! Well, thanks for hanging in there with us again, Raider Nation. Sorry about that. Ty says, "No, I can drive."
Yeah, he was pulled over.
He's like, "Oh my gosh, look at his avatar. It's a cannoli in an Obi-Wan Kenobi robe."
Obi-Wan Cannoli. Yes.
That's amazing, dude. Fantastic. Ron is too much.
He ran a fake punt to start the show, says Ron.
Ron, you're killing me.
OG Daniel says he needs something uplifting tonight.
Well, that's what we're here for.
That's exactly why we're here.
We're going to try our best.
That's right. Yes, we are.
We're going to make light of it as the best we can, Daniel.
Yes.
We got you, Daniel.
But I got to tell you, though, the Sea of Fans mailbag is not full of... is not chock full of positivity. I'll
That's
just say
right.
that.
Well, Tyrone Graves says if it's one thing we know how to do as Raider Nation, Murph, it's hang in there.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, true. There's Chris.
Yeah, she loved the Obi-Wan Cannoli.
Hi, Chris.
That was for you, baby. Loki Raider's in there.
Hey,
Remember
Loki.
when Loki Raider used to email us and get us to try to guess who he is?
Yes,
Oh,
I do remember
yeah.
that. Yeah,
That was kind of fun.
that was fun. Okay, here we go. All right, now we're back.
Here we go.
All right. Matthew says I may need some woods and whiskey.
And Hennessy.
Maybe a triple.
Just get it all, buddy.
Hennessy.
Ugh,
Yikes.
yikes. Matthew's down bad. He's wanting Hennessy.
Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Let's kick this off. Oh, I got to pull up this thing over here. Hold on.
Pull that thing
I
up.
got to do a thing.
Hey, do the thing.
Hey, whoa.
All right, here we go. Let's kick off episode number 269 of Raiders Fan Radio.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, select the top, a leaping top, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, high running down, Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio, hosted by Murph, Uncle Mosh, and Swag Jeff. Take it away, guys.
Why, thank you, Brett Musburger. What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murph back once again for what we trust will be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio. A joyous affair around here because we have so much to celebrate.
Woo!
Yeah, I guess.
Who was it? Somebody in the chat room already said we were looking forward to a little escape or a break or something uplifting.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Eventually.
But the See a Fans mailbag is definitely not, though. I will tell you that, though, that we're down pretty bad, Raider Nation. But hey, we'll hang in there. We're going to get through all this together.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be
Right.
fine.
We've got each other.
That's right. Because as long as we got each other, it was like, is that Family Ties?
As long as we've got... Yes, it's Family Ties.
No, Growing Pains.
Growing Pains. That's it.
That's right. You and me, Swag Jeff, we're going to be the luckiest people sharing our laughter and love.
Nice. Wow.
Good job,
Swag,
Michelle.
show me that smile again.
That was great. That was great.
Oh, don't waste another minute on your problems.
That's
We're going near the end. Okay, so here we go. Appreciate you joining us tonight for episode number. What number am I thinking of right now?
69, dudes.
Episode number 269. Yeah, Raiders Fan Radio.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
it is.
Oh my God, are we already chock full of Bill and Ted references tonight? Now is that
Why
where this
not?
thing is going?
Why not?
Let's go get that gnarly old goat dude.
Stuff.
All right, so appreciate you joining us for episode number 269 of Raiders Fan Radio. We appreciate all of those of you that are on the YouTubes. Loki Raider is in there. Aaron the Q-Dog Raider. Mojo is in there. Daniel Mangus, Paul Edgerton, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, of course, the $25 donation in there.
Yeah,
And he
man.
says 25 for greetings. 25.
Oh.
Appreciate you, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider. Very kind, my friend. Ron the Materator is in there, or as they call him on Silver and Black today, the Mad Orator.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see, who else we got in there? I mentioned Matthew Mangus is in there. Jesus Alvarez is in there. Appreciate you. Raider Gears and Threads, that's our buddy Jay. Your wife Chris is in there, Swaggo.
Well, yeah.
Trinidad's in there. Chronicles of the Black Hole Daniel is in there. Duke City Raider, what's up, Martine? Unholy Raider, that's our buddy Frankie Mosqueda. Lalo Meloso is in there, man. Title Raider, Tyrone Graves. Bam Raider, what's up? Bam Raider, president of Music City Raider Nation. We appreciate all of you so very, very much. JB as well. Everybody joining us live on the chat. And if you are keen to want to see this show on the YouTubes, you can watch us every week at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern here on the YouTubes. That is youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. And while you're there, do us a favor, hit the like. I'm not going to tell you what to hit that other thing because we don't want them to go down.
Press the damn button, nerd.
Just keep them going up. And so hit the buttons for sure. And we appreciate you. And if you're listening to us on the YouTubes and you also want to check us out on the audio version of the podcast where you can find this show, the flagship show is Raiders Fan Radio. But also we have another great show on the network called Flashback with our Silver and Black Flashback with our good buddy, author Rich Schmelter. And so appreciate Rich's contribution. He's always got great shows here on the network. And you can only find that on the audio podcast. So you can find our podcast just by searching Raiders Fan Radio on any podcast service. Just search it up there on the Spotify, on the Stitchers, on the Apple, on the Googles, on the, who else am I missing?
America, go to the YouTube right now.
Well, you can't find that show on the
That's
YouTube.
okay.
I just wanted to hit the button.
Oh, there you go. Hey, hit it, man.
I hadn't hit that
the
button in a minute.
Pandora.
America, go to the YouTube right now.
We're on Pandora. You can find us on the Pandora. You can ask
America, go to the Pandora right now.
America, go to your Alexa or other internet connected device. Yeah, you can any of those things. You can just say, "Hey Alexa, hey Echo, hey." I'm really messing up your house now if you got them on. Hey Google, play Raiders Fan Radio, and they will do that. So appreciate you all very much. Okay, again, I mentioned this is episode number 269. Oh no! But wait, I'm already trying to get into the bits, and I haven't even introduced my co-host yet.
Yeah, why don't we here at the top of the show?
Tell me to take a damn breath, Swag Jeff.
More of us and less of you is a good thing,
Amen,
dude.
dude. So let me go ahead and turn it over to my best friend and yours, the man that adorns the southern annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk. Welcome in, Swag Jeff.
Well, yeah.
What up,
My gosh.
Swaggo?
Oh my gosh. It's so good to be here, you know. As I've said a lot. You know, Raider Nation is what we all stick around for. Raider Nation is undefeated, forever undefeated. So it's good to be here with Raider Nation as we, because there's not a whole lot of good to talk about.
Oh no.
I'm gonna try one more thing. Oh, there it goes. All right, we good?
Are we good?
Hey!
You got everybody else
Hello.
back now?
Whoop, whoop.
Sorry about that, Raider Nation. I don't know where you lost us. Okay, all right. So you can hear all three of us.
Can-
All right, what were we?
Yep, there we go.
What were we playing? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, because okay. So this is so stupid. So here I was hollering about the freaking internet connected devices, and my internet connected devices all started going off, and I'm not sure what happened
And it
there.
killed your Roadcaster or
Somehow
whatever.
it killed the Roadcaster. Yeah, we got the new Roadcaster Pro, and it died. Anyways, well, you want to hear about all that crap? Let's talk about some show stuff.
Yeah, well, before we do that,
Oh gosh, see, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get ahead in the bits again.
dude, just slow down, man.
Breathe.
I'm gonna have a.
He's having a hot flash.
Yeah.
I'm having hot flashes.
We're talking
I'm all
ED,
wound up.
69, hot flashes. What is happening?
I went to
Is
the
it gonna
doctor,
be
got a
that?
steroid shot. I'm like
Holy
freaking all over the
cow.
place. I'm gonna start doing push-ups in between segments.
No kidding.
All right, let me go ahead and turn it over to Jeff so that you could turn it over to our third person in the booth.
Yeah, because we don't do this show alone.
Heck no.
And thank goodness for that, because we over here, we have one of our best friends, and theirs. It is Michelle Swag.
Hey, that's me.
Hi, Michelle.
Hey, I'm just ready to help soothe some of the sadness. It's been rough, Raider Nation, but just hang with us. We're gonna get you through it. We're coming off of a sweet Halloween party weekend.
Dude,
Oh,
yeah.
much respect,
Yeah,
Michelle.
it's a good
Thankfully,
party.
the Raiders didn't ruin that.
They didn't ruin that.
Yeah.
I literally told them, I was like, thank God this party's happening the day before a game, because you just never know. You just never know like what you're gonna get.
If we might have like a Thursday game or something,
that-
right? Yeah,
and
so
then I'd
yeah.
have been sad and salty and sad sacky. So it was a good day.
Absolutely, yeah. Michelle puts on the best parties, and your Halloween party is phenomenal. It is so very, very cool. So yeah, we appreciate you having us, having the Swag family and the Murph
absolutely.
family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
always
absolutely.
invited. Always.
Yeah, it was fun. It was very, very fun. All right, so appreciate you being here, Michelle. And so yeah, look, this is a place where we're gonna all get together. And we're going to dwell in a little bit of misery together, but we're going to dwell on it in a light-sided way, because that's what we do. Things aren't good right now. We're all down pretty bad when it comes to the team, but we can always hang out and have a good time and celebrate what's best in Raider Nation, and that is you. Absolutely Raider fans. So, Swag Jeff, go ahead and shout out the chat room, and then go ahead and tell us about 269.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Atticus B. Rockin's in there. Paul's in there. Paul said he almost called the show this week.
Wow.
Oh,
Paul,
wow.
you need to call the show,
Paul,
dude.
You need to call the
please,
show,
I need to
Paul.
hear
It's
your
about
voice,
time.
Paul.
It's about time for you to
Yeah,
call
and
the
you
show,
can
dude.
always do a recording and email it to me too. That's what Rico
Totally.
does, because I know it's expensive to call from overseas. So Rico will record him on like his computer and then just email it in. So
Yeah.
so Paul, definitely do that.
Absolutely, yeah. And then Ebony Graves is in there. Our girl Ebony's in there.
Ebony.
Ebony.
Let's see. Bam is in there.
Hey, Bam.
Foxy Scorpio's in there. Trinidad, Pineapple, Mojo, Duke City Raider, Lala Maloso, Freddie B, Unholy Roller. Let's see.
That's Frankie.
Oh yeah, Frankie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Frankie
hey.
Mosqueda, yeah.
Let's see. Hooligan Nation is in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. OG Daniels in there. Raider or Jay Jackson's in there.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah. So yeah, we got the whole crew, man. Manga's boys are in there. We're ready to
Yeah.
go. So yeah. So each and every week, I take a significant moment within Raider Nation, relate it back to the Raiders, to the episode number. I mean, and it's episode 269, dude.
Hey.
So yeah, so we're going back to 1985, and we're going to be talking about the man who blocked for Marcus Allen's 1,759-yard, 11-touchdown season. Of course, we're talking about fullback number 27, Frank Hawkins.
Wow. Nice,
Yeah,
Jeff.
dude. Yeah. So aside from opening holes for Marcus, he had a few rushes of his own too. So we rushed for 4 touchdowns and had 84 rushing attempts. He ended the 1985 season with 269 yards.
Oh, nice.
Job.
Well, yeah. Totally. There you go. So let's see. Aaron the Q-Dog Raiders in there. Paul, Ebony Graves. Yoshi's in there. What's up, Yoshi? The Mangus boys, all that. Let's see here. Riveting radio. Yeah. Well, say something.
Well, I was trying to pull up a fun movie quote. I was trying.
Okay.
No.
I should have had this ready to go, but I was trying to pull up the Bill and Ted saying 69, dude.
Oh my gosh.
But
Well,
I-
I've
We
said it
should've
4
had that.
times.
Well,
We've said it.
Yeah, we
But
said. No,
I would
was
like
just
to hear
beating the
them
joke in the
say
ground.
it. Though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I
that's
was
right.
trying to. Yeah, I was
Oh,
trying
well,
to.
so okay. So while you find
Yeah.
it here,
Oh,
so
there we
let's-
go.
No, that's all right.
oh, you found it now?
No, I didn't find it.
Oh, well,
but I'm giving up.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
All right, Derek Carr.
Oh no!
Yikes!
Oh.
Yikes! Hey, there you go.
We're
There you
shooting
go.
real bullets tonight, guys.
Yeah,
That's a tough one.
Absolutely, man. So, hey, before we jump into the next segment and contact info and all that stuff, I want to hold this up right here. So, this was donated to us by Aaron the Q Dog Raider. It's an
so cool.
Invicta Raider watch. This thing is a $400 watch. We're gonna be doing this online only. So, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff, and we're gonna be posting this thing. I don't know if we're gonna be doing it a silent auction or if we're just gonna be doing like a raffle style thing, whatever. I don't know
probably
yet.
Take a best offer on that. 'Cause
Maybe a best
we've
offer
had some
thing.
good luck doing that. We did that with a Bolitnikov jersey, I believe, one time, where we did it with Will Compton with a signed jersey, where I just said, hey, just send me offers via email.
Yeah.
So just send them at show at SHOW or Murph, MURF at RaidersFanRadio.com.
Yep.
And basically, and I'll just let you know kind of where you're at in the running, and it kind of narrows itself down because some people bid $25, which is fine. It started somewhere, and some people will come out of the gate $100. Some people will go $400, whatever. But it'll just work its way up, and then we'll just kind of call it a time frame and say, okay, here, this is it. We're you win, and it's kind of a cool way to do it, frankly. It's we don't do it on the show, so it's just kind of behind the scenes, but it's been able to generate good money for us in the past. So I think we're going to do that with that watch for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So so these 56 people that are watching, you guys get the first dib. So
there you go.
So email us show at RaidersFanRadio.com. Give us an offer, because hell, if the offer's good enough and we like it, then it'll just be yours.
It'll just be
yours.
yours.
You know what I mean?
And for reference point, they're like $400 watches.
It's a $400 watch, and we also got this the watch cleaning kit that comes with it and all that. So
it's a really badass
it's a
watch.
freaking
Like seeing
tight
it in person,
watch,
it's
dude.
really clean.
Really, really
it's
cool.
really nice. Yeah,
It's like super heavy and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's cool.
Yeah,
Perfect game day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
Be a nice gift for like a Raiders fan.
there you go.
Yeah. Well, it's November 2nd.
That's
It's officially
right.
Christmas
It
time.
is. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There
Yeah.
you go,
There
man.
you go. Yeah.
You don't even have to get out on Black Friday. You can just get this.
Because you might get it for less than $400.
Instead, you just go out on
You
Black,
might,
on Black Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, Black Sunday.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you
that.
did. Way to stay on brand, Swag Jeff.
Well,
That
yeah.
was
Speaking of
nice.
on brand.
Woo! Hey, Raider Nation! You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up, shut up, and pay attention. You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murph would say it, 909-345-3346. How about emailing me? You want to email me? Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast, the Twit at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio, Insta something, Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio, the TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about the Twitch? Some of you out there twitching. Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Good. Oh, I messed that one up.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
it's on brand with this week.
That's true. Yeah. Because coming
brand.
off a win, we nailed it, right?
Absolutely, we did.
Yeah,
true.
but not this time around. All right.
It's
Sorry
okay.
about that.
It's
All
okay.
right. So listen, we're all down pretty bad, but we're gonna get to some respect here.
Yeah.
Let's give some props. We don't do props. We don't do shout outs. We're Italian. We like to give a little bit of respect. Nothing wrong with those other things, but we like to give a little bit of respect.
Sure.
But it really kind of feeds into the idea that Raider Nation was down pretty bad after this last loss.
Murph, Swaggy J, Nation, it's time for a little respect. You know, Respect ain't bought, it ain't sold, it ain't demanded, it ain't negotiated, it's earned. And without blowing smoke or giving shameless plugs, we want to say salute and much respect to the following folks.
Time for Oh my gosh. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Clearly,
I
the
think we just
product on
killed
the
Michelle.
field. Apparently, the product on the field ain't that good because we're having fun with this shit.
Gets me
Oh my
that will
god.
never get old ever. That will never get old.
Oh my god.
I appreciate you joining us for this respect segment. So listen. Here's my first bit of respect. This was part of the Sea of Fans mailbag, but I pulled it out, put it here right here at the top of the show.
Yeah.
Because a guy that's recently made man around here, one of our recent, I would say new callers, because I think this year is the first time he started calling. And it's our buddy Donovan. Donovan's awesome, man. And so he called twice. The first time he called, and I'm not going to play that one, but I'll just give you an idea. It's a very impassioned, like pissed off take after the game was over, as a lot of us were feeling, right?
Man.
But then he called back and he kind of clarifies what he was saying, and then he apologizes. Okay. So here's what I put you at the top of the show, Donovan, and this is why you're getting respect at the top of the show. We respect the hell out of your fandom. And you don't ever have to apologize
That's right.
for giving a
Oh,
heated
ever.
take around here. If you're feeling it, that's to us, to me, I'll just speak for myself. What defines you as a sports fan, and in our case, a Raiders fan, I don't care how long you've been a fan of the team. I don't care how much gear you do or don't own. I don't care how many games you haven't been to. None of that shit matters. What matters is the passion in which you bring to your fandom. That's it. That's
the unrelenting love and
That's
support for your
1,000%.
team.
the end, right?
That's
That's
it.
the only thing
Absolutely.
that counts. The rest of it, I don't care what you listen to, what you watch, as far as shows or whatever. None of that stuff defines your fandom. What you have hanging up in your house, like none of that is. It's only about the passion in which you root for the team. So Donovan, don't apologize.
That's right.
Much respect, my friend. And here's the second time when he called back.
What's going on, man? It's Donovan, man. First and foremost, I want to apologize to Raiders Fan Radio for not holding myself accountable for fulfilling the requirements of being a made man. From here on out, I will hold myself to that standard, man. First and foremost, no need for my post-game reaction. Raider Nation knows how they feel about the game. Josh McDaniels is the problem. For you to take a playoff team that was competitive in that playoff game, and now we looking the way we looking at 2-5, he is the problem. This regime has us at 2-5 looking like trash, man. People want to blame Derek Carr, but NFL analysts, NFL legends, NFL, you know what I'm saying, Pro Bowlers, saying Derek Carr is a good QB. 4,000 yards, 4 straight seasons. Yeah, Bart Scott said, yeah, this is a coaching problem, man. We got 31, and you running jet sweeps with a receiver like Josh Jacobs, ain't averaging above 50 these last 3 games. Where's Hunter Renfrow at? Where is Darren Waller at? Why is Devontae Adams putting 100-yard games and we not winning? The defense, Patrick Graham, what's going on, bro? Come on, man. And Ziegler, why are you getting rid of talent that's somewhat making us competitive, man? I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I don't want to say my Raiders is tanking, but they talk about this is for long term. Mark Davis, you said this ain't no rebuild. We're going to the next level. We at 2-5. I've been used to this level for the last 20 years, man. All right? I don't like what I'm seeing, bro. The ghost of Al Davis, John Madden, Kenny Stabler, they was at that game, man, and left after they stopped on Bourbon Street, man, shaking their head, man, just rolled to the abyss, man. I don't like what I'm seeing, bro. Raider Nation. Hey, it's either Herm Edwards or Sean Payton, man. That's all I got, man. All right? 'Cause this ain't it. Like Tim Brown said, man, something ain't right, man. Something ain't right. The Mystique, man, I don't know, man. Get this man out of here, man. Because if I see Tom Brady in a Raiders jersey, I'm boycotting, man. That's all I got, man. Just win, baby.
All right, there he is, Donovan, man. Great call, my friend.
Absolutely. Oh, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, I understand that, like, and I know, like, I see a lot of people saying that, like, McDaniels lost the locker room. I don't know if he ever had it. Like, I don't know if he ever had
interesting.
like the locker room. I feel like he thought so highly of himself that he came in and thought he was smart enough to, like, everybody knows that Derek Carr needs a strong like pocket to be effective. But we didn't address the offensive line. Like, he just brings in Devontae Adams, which is great. I mean, listen, that was like one of my favorite things. But I think McDaniels thinks so highly of himself that his offensive scheme was going to be it. And then we're talking, and when he talks, I'm like, he sounds like he just like Googled, like, oh, what are some football buzzwords?
Yeah.
And then he almost doesn't sound like he has any confidence. Like, I listened to his press conference like earlier today, and I was like, he just sounds like he's just barely underwater, and he's like just trying to keep his breath, and he just keeps saying things that we're past the bye week. Like, what you're saying is not relevant at this point. Like, I don't know that he ever had the locker room. And then he's even like, I remember and I should have took a screenshot of it. Derek Carr was sitting next to him, and it didn't even look like he was listening to what he was saying. Derek Carr was like looking off in this direction. Daniel's got the little thing, and he's trying to show him things, and it doesn't look like he has the locker room or ever had it. Like,
That's
looks
really interesting.
lost. He doesn't look like and I know he's supposed to be some sort of genius, but they keep trying to throw out all these catchphrases. We have one. Just win, baby.
Let's
Just
go.
win. Like,
There we
just
go.
do that. Like,
Yeah.
it's so frustrating to listen to him talk.
I'm
I
with
don't
you.
like McDaniels. And I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. I really was. But no, I don't know.
Well, I'm with you, and I've got a couple clips. We got a lot of clips to get to tonight, and I've got a couple clips about that, Michelle, where you just kind of hear it, you know, in his body language. And you know, I put out a tweet this week that got a lot of attention, and it's not anything that I came up with special, but it's the idea of like him not having the same leadership qualities that we've had in the past. And I put up a picture of Rich Bisaccia, and then I put up a picture of McDaniels, and their body language. Bisaccia would take over a room. He would take over the locker room.
Yeah.
And McDaniels is standing there doing like this in his picture. Where basically, he's just like, I don't know. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And
We're still learning.
Yeah. And the quote I put out there was that, you know, culture eats strategy for breakfast. And then what that means is, by legendary Peter Drucker, what that means is that, like, you can come up with the best plan in the world, but if you don't have a healthy organization and the full buy-in and the your constituents, whether it's in a business, and in this case a football team, excuse me, if you don't have the full buy-in and support, and for those constituents to see and share and be willing to contribute to that vision, it doesn't matter what your plan is.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You know, there's another saying about I'll take an army of sheep led by a lion versus an army of lions led by a sheep, or whatever.
Right.
I'm messing that up, but it's something to that extent. But the whole point being is that we had an underachieving team last year. Right? I mean, we were kind of going before the Gruden shit even came out. We had lost back-to-back games. Like, we were kind of on the downside. Then all this stuff goes on. All the adversity hits. And what happened towards the end of that season? Bisaccia lifted up the Raiders in leadership. The same roster, if even in really a depleted roster, because you had no Henry Ruggs and you had a hurt Darren Waller. So he took a depleted roster and elevated them into a run that got us into catapulted us in the playoffs. And when you listen to like our buddy Will Compton, the locker room is in good shape last year. Yeah. And I've got some more quotes we're going to come up to later, and I'm really going off here, and I want to throw it to you, Swag Jeff, and then we'll get back into this. But I got quotes in here from Dave Ziegler. If I heard Dave Ziegler say change the culture or one more goddamn time, like F off with that stuff, Dave. The culture was fine.
Yeah.
There was no, because again, the stuff that we heard from Will, and I've actually got some comments from Will. He knows the guys in the locker room. It was fine. There was nothing. We, for the first time in maybe a long time, didn't have dysfunction in the locker room. The team was unified, and we're pulling towards that one common goal.
Yes.
We don't need to shake up the freaking locker room. So this whole idea of like changing the culture, no, we were on the right path. We were starting to win. They were embracing winning, learning to be winners. That's the culture you want, not this shit.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, and I think there was a video going all over Twitter this week and stuff, and it was a clip of Bisaccia on the sidelines, and he was talking to Zay Jones, talking to Zay, and he was like, "Hey man, that was great, man. You know, hey, you did great right there." Like, I mean, friggin' praising this guy, lifting him up, and then what did Zay do? Zay pulls him in and goes, "Hey man, you're doing a really good job."
I was so proud.
Like I'm curious, has anyone said that to Josh McDaniels this year?
Why though? Because he's not.
There you go. There you go. Plain and simple. But but I'm with you, man. You can read the body language, and even the stuff that we've been talking about on the sideline and stuff like that. Like,
but don't you think that could be the tension though? Is that they keep saying, "Let's change the culture. Let's change the culture," and the team's probably thinking,
"I don't want to change the culture.
Changing my culture." Like we were on a trajectory that was positive. Now I get like there was a lot of emotion that like carried them into what, and I get that, but feed off of that. Like take
I feel like that could
carry that into but instead of just don't change the culture. Just win, baby. That's the culture.
That's the culture.
Just play football. Like quit trying to be cute with all these plays that they're playing. Like quit trying to do all that dumb shit. Like play football. Hard-nosed football like Raiders play
Amen.
Sorry. Football. Sorry.
You're good.
Amen. But but that's a great point. And then it's like football is the most emotional of sports, right? And whatever, I could hear arguments from other teams, but we're NFL fans around here. We're going to lead with it. It thrives and it runs on emotion at all levels, from Pee-wee all the way up to the NFL. The game thrives on emotion. You have to have a good leader to manage that emotion. And that's, I think, what you're talking about. It's like, yes, they were riding a wave, at the end, and they were driven by that emotion. But what pulled that out of them was Rich Bisaccia.
Right.
So again, I'm not, and there was a couple people that pushed back on my tweet. They were like, oh, but you still have to have a plan. And he was in over his head. Here's the thing. That's what coordinators are for. Right. I'm sorry. Like, that's what position coaches are for.
That's
Pete Koch, our good friend, has told us that numerous times. The head coach is not teaching you how to play football. Yeah. He's not breaking down your mechanics. He's not doing it. The head coach is basically the boss that's overseeing everything. And in this case, McDaniel is his own coordinator when it comes to the offense, just like Gruden was. But point being, though, is that's where you can make up for lack of ability by calling play. So if Bisaccia is not the man in terms of like being a football strategist, okay, well then hire football strategists to do that shit for you, that coordinating positions, and just lead. Like,
totally.
God dang it, man. This stuff is not that hard,
and
man.
all these people talk about how last season's success was because of all the adversity. They all came together, whatever. But like that could have just been their MO moving forward.
That's
okay?
good though. That's
we
jail.
did it. We did this shit. Let's go do it again.
Yeah.
Let's go do it again.
Exactly.
We're those guys. We're the gritty guys that are gonna come together, even if we suck and all that stuff, and we're gonna find a way to win. All these record books and stuff all over the place, all these different records that we set. Rich Bisaccia's name's in the record as one of the only interim coaches to ever make a postseason.
Amen, dude.
Like, okay, that's pretty dope. No matter if it was running off of emotions or not.
Right.
Like, it was magic.
Absolutely.
It was magic.
Yeah.
It was magic. And TD Sly in the chat says Bisaccia had no shot at this job. I don't disagree. I mean, and it's sad, and I think that's an unfortunate thing is that, and listen, I always say this and I mean it. I'm a fan of the Raiders that are, not the Raiders that aren't. Rich Bisaccia is gone. He's in Green Bay. Josh McDaniels is our coach, so he's going to have my support until he's not in silver and black anymore. So, but I think that in retrospect, if I had to be critical of any of the decisions that Mark Davis has made around the leadership, the football leadership on field, not in the front office where he's done a brilliant job, but as far as on-field leadership with this team, I think that's the one thing that he whiffed on. I'm not even convinced that Ziegler's not the answer yet. I think Ziegler gets a little more runway because he's got to actually build a roster that's his own. But in terms of McDaniels goes, I think letting Rich walk out the building was a mistake. I think letting him go, and I think sending Mike Mayock to the house. Yeah. I think that was a mistake. I mean, until proven otherwise, that's going to be my opinion from this point forward. Because
think about it though. Okay, so let's say we keep him, Bisaccia, and it's this same. We're not getting any different, better results now. So like bringing him McDaniels wasn't
great point.
a good thing. So let's keep him for a year and see what happens. Like see what. Because now we're sort of in a what could have been, obviously, and you don't want to, like you said, you can't think about the past, but McDaniels hasn't done a bang-up fucking job. Sorry. And, so it's just so frustrating because people are saying, well, he wouldn't have got the job. Well, how much better are we doing now? 2-5. Like, we could have done that with the team we had last year and the leadership we had last year.
We could have done that with any of us as the head coach.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, and the other thing, and it's an ugly 2-5 too. And that's the thing when we start getting into some of these comments here later, and we got to move on because we got to get through the rest of this respect.
Yeah.
But when we get onto these,
I forgot what segment we were.
Yeah, we're still in respect. We're at the top of the show. But when we get into these other comments, that's some of the stuff that sounds a little tone deaf when it's like, oh, well, every team loses a game. Yeah, okay. Not every team gets shut out 24-0 against a bad football team on the heels of you being 2-4, on the heels of these amazing expectations, on the heels of already having the season on a downturn, and your chance to freaking take what your place is going to be in this division. This was a team that was supposed to be an AFC championship contender.
Yeah.
And this is what then you go get freaking busted up and put up a goose egg against the Saints. So let's keep the context
and the narrative
in mind
changed
here.
even worse this past week. It went from like, we're probably the best 2-4 team in the world to like, ooh.
Oh no, we're just
horrible.
Bad.
We're just
We
bad.
just suck, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so here let's get on a little bit here. Let's get to some more, and we're gonna listen for those of you that, and we don't hear it much anymore, but we'll talk about the Raiders. We've got all these comments and things coming up. We're gonna probably have to end up cutting some stuff because we've got a marathon worth of content to bring in tonight. So hang in there with us. Okay, but before we get to all of the Raiders.
Yes.
The Raider extra, okay? Let's keep it a little bit internal, and I want to turn it over to our good friend Michelle to share a little bit of news with us because we're going to officially make the announcement tonight about what we've done for our fundraising this year.
Yes.
So much respect to all y'all, everybody in this room. Much respect to everybody in the chat room, everybody that has been part of quiet donations. Online and otherwise, look at that check Michelle is holding up.
Look at that.
We have hit our goal, and we will be writing the Biletnikoff Foundation that check right there for $10,000.
Yes.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your camaraderie. Thank you for being supporters of this show. But thank you for these donations.
Yep.
I'm at a loss for words. It was, I mean, we knew we were we had a feeling we could get to 8. I thought we might come up a little short. Jeff and Mosh never lost faith. Then when we said we could get to 10, I was like, man, I don't know. And I've been nervous as hell. But I will tell you this, we had 5 this last week. When they knew that we were getting close to 5 figures, they reached out and said, whatever you need to get you to your goal, let me know, and I'm there. So not only did those folks, and I won't call them out openly on the show unless they tell me it's okay at a later time. But we had contacted us off air and sent checks, made direct PayPal contributions. We had one today. I had a check for $250, a very, very generous donation, show up in the mailbox today.
Yeah.
Like when I got to the house by 2 folks that I wasn't very familiar with their names. I was asking these guys, and Jeff was like, I think I might have seen them in the chat one time. It's amazing what Raider Nation has done for the Biletnikoff Foundation. All the money you give goes through our nonprofit, the One Nation Foundation, and Raider Nation. Give them applause again, Jeff. I can't thank you guys enough for everything that you do for us each and every week. It is never lost on us, and when it shows up on a physical representation, a manifestation of your kindness and generosity, man, it just blows me up. When I was ordering that thing, I was like, jeez, I was nervous. But here it is, man. We got the big check. You can't wait to present to Biletnikoffs in December. We're going to have a rocking time. So all of us here in this room and our spouses will be there.
Yep.
Mojo and his wife Libby are going to join us now, we know for sure,
So cool.
which is going to be awesome. And then, of course, my cousin Sonny and his lovely wife Rachel will be there. So that'll be our 10 top, and can't wait to hang out at Biletnikoff.
And a bunch of other folks are coming too, like Raider Jay, Jay Jackson
absolutely,
will be
yeah.
there. He's there
And the
every
Menges
year.
boys are coming.
Oh, nice.
Oh, no kidding.
I think the Menges boys are going to be there.
Wow.
Yeah. So very, very cool. Yeah, if you're coming to the event, I mean, we met Jay there last year. Well, we met him at the Woodson thing, but then saw him at the was that first?
No. We met him in 19 at the
We met him in 19 at Biletnikoff.
Oakland.
That's right. Yeah. So if you're coming, definitely holler at us, and so we can link up with you and have a beer or whatever adult beverage of your choice, and yeah, it'll be great. But anyways, thank you guys enough. I can't say enough about it.
Yeah. No, you said it all, man. It's just awesome, and we've got some other stuff in the works here. I mean, this thing's only going to get bigger, guys.
23 is going to be even bigger.
23 is going to be even bigger. So hang on to your hats, man, because this shit's about to get real.
It's about to get real. And so speaking of that, we'll bring up to the next person I want to give respect to, and that is what I'm going to start calling him this. You've just got your nickname around here, Joel. He's CPA Joel.
Oh,
CPA Joel. We
There
want to
you
give
go.
much respect to our buddy CPA Joel, our new friend. So this is how powerful these platforms can be. So Scott gives me a voice of the fan on the Silver and Black Today show, and much respect to you and Mo and Evan, of course, for giving us a voice. So a listener to that show, CPA Joel, finds us. He's lives in the same neck of the woods that we do.
Yep.
Reaches out and says, "How can I help with the foundation?" Former Marine, much respect. Not former, they're existing. He never stopped being a Marine. But he. What do you call them? Civilian Marines? No, I don't know. Whatever. Most of my dad was too. But anyways, so and a CPA meets up with Swag and I. We go and have lunch with the guy. Dude's brilliant and has brilliant ideas about not only ways to help the foundation with its money, because again, as Jeff said, we're going to be raising a lot more money even next year. But then he's got all these fresh ideas of things that we can do to activate our fundraising.
Yeah.
And then like goes to work and offers all of his services for free to us. This guy's super legit, so we're going to welcome him officially to the family here, to the inner circle. Yeah. CPA Joel, man, and he calls later. And so next up, CPA Joel, let's get you in here as a made man.
Oh, no
That's
kidding,
right.
dude. Absolutely.
Yeah, so good stuff there. So it's
Absolutely. So I have a few things I want to give respect to.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So as always, speaking of the foundation, speaking of all the money and all that stuff, we want to give respect, of course, as always, each and every week to TeePublic.
Oh, yeah.
So TeePublic,
Nice. Thank you, TeePublic.
you know, we've had some great donations and stuff, but as far as our like partnerships and stuff with different companies, TeePublic has come in clutch. You know, they donated all the shirts that we sold at the tailgate, and they're just fully in charge of doing all the send-offs for the secondary prizes that we do on raffle nights.
Oh man, absolutely.
So shout out to our girl Christina, much respect to her, and so much respect to TeePublic as always. If you wanna get made shirt like what Murph is wearing, if you want a Raiders Fan Radio shirt like what Michelle's wearing, any of this stuff, go to our page. You can go to RaidersFanRadio.com/gear. Oh, there it is. RaidersFanRadio.com/gear. Click the T-shirt. It takes you directly to our TeePublic page. We've got all sorts of stuff. I'm actually you don't even know this yet, Murph. I'm working with Jimmy Zebach on a new shirt.
Oh, are you really?
I'm working with Jimmy Zebach right now on a new shirt. So stay
Breaking
tuned.
news.
Yeah.
Wow.
So stay tuned for that. But get you some swag, bro. Why not?
Get on, and they're having a sale right now.
They are. It's 30,
Get on there right now.
35%
That's right.
off.
Yeah.
If you want just a regular ass T-shirt, it's like $14.
Do it.
Yeah.
And Michelle, where do all the proceeds from TeePublic go?
The One Nation Foundation.
Hell yeah, it does.
Just listen,
There
get
you
on
go.
there, order you a shirt, and you're gonna look good and you're gonna do good at the same time.
Oh, I love that.
That needs to be on a shirt. Look good and do good. There we go.
Jimmy Zebach must have texted her because that's the shirt I'm working on. No. So next, I want to give respect to our buddy, our good friend, Kyle Brandt.
Of course.
Kyle Brandt.
Good friend of the show.
So yeah, so he loves Halloween just like Michelle does, and so we want to give him respect because he had a special Halloween costume this week, and so right here, so he is dressed up, and if you're on the audio,
Sharp.
we are sorry, my arms
His
are
arms
really
are
short. Sorry about that. So he is dressed up as Howie Long, and it
so
like
good.
the detail into this costume is superb.
It is.
So it's got the neck roll. He's cut the jersey right here at the neck and all that. It's awesome.
And he got a flat
and he
top.
got the flat
Yeah,
top
he did.
haircut and all that. That's legit, man. Super dope. But the last thing before we move on to the next segment, I want to give respect to our buddy, the meme king, Raider Ramon.
Oh, there we go.
Raider Ramon. So yeah, much respect to Raider Ramon because it's his birthday today.
It's his birthday.
It is his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Ramon.
Yep. And he said he went to the doctor yesterday and got his checkups and all that stuff, and his health, he's in good shape.
Sweet.
Love
He's
it.
all good.
Love it.
So yeah, so much love and respect, Ramon. We love you, dude.
We
Nice.
love you, brother.
Absolutely.
Speaking of former
Patrick
Marines,
Claybon with
Ramon
Internet Network
too.
here. Hey folks, I know 3 things you might like.
My dad was.
Do you like football?
Yep.
Do you like the Las Vegas Raiders? Do you like listening to things? I'll add a 4th. Do you like swag?
Hell yeah.
Well, here we got Swag Jeff, Murph, Uncle Mosh. This is Raiders Fan Radio.
This is Raiders Fan Radio. I'm Brent Musburger, and I don't care who wins as long as it's the Raiders.
All right, let's check in with actually Michelle. Go ahead and shout out the chat room real quick before we jump in.
Chat room. We've got Unholy Roller Raider Frankie Moscato. Wow, that's a long name. Capo's in there. Raider Critique. Tyrone's in there. Daniel. I almost called him Danielle. Franklin 83. Jay's in there. Trinidad. Paul. Franklin. Listen, everybody's in. We got the whole crew. And the Raider Zach. I was going to read his comment. It's kind of long. That looks like everybody's in there.
Okay, good deal. Did we have any more donations in there?
Not that I've seen.
Okay, all right, well, good deal. We appreciate you all, everybody that's joining us live in the chat room. So let's jump into some Raider talk here, because I guess actually we've been talking about the Raiders a lot already.
We have.
Yeah, we've done good. So let's. So we feature a lot of different members of media, and we're gonna hear from Kyle Brandt. We're gonna hear from Will Compton. But to lead it off, we're gonna kick it off with CBS Sports' Adam Shine. The reason I picked this one this week is Adam has been a very adamant supporter.
See what you did there.
Of the Raiders. Like even when the Raiders have been down bad, he's been one of those guys, the very few members of national media that will find bright spots and I think report fairly on the Raiders and doesn't have a hater take. So it's really, it resonates when folks like that do go in on the Raiders.
That was absolutely the worst performance of any NFL team in 2022. The Raiders should fold the franchise. Josh McDaniels might be one and done. And there was a report that this was the second postgame where Mark Davis had a long huddle up with Josh McDaniels. We talk about the Sean Payton sweepstakes. I will officially include the Vegas Raiders. Josh McDaniels, who left the Colts at the altar, and Josh McDaniels, who was terrible in Denver. You watch the Raiders play. They are defunct. They are embarrassing. They have no zip, no energy, no plan, no clue. And I thought the worst loss of the year, shame on me, was going to be the game against Arizona when they were up 20-0 at the half. I mean, they could have and should have won the game against Tennessee. They didn't even post in the first half, come back too late. McDaniel screwed the whole thing up in terms of game management against Kansas City. I stupidly thought that the Raiders were still alive and they were going on a run, better than a banged-up New Orleans team, starting Andy Dalton, by the way. I mean, and they didn't even score. They didn't even post. Josh McDaniels is a failure in every possible way. And just so we're clear, because you guys know that I love Derek Carr, this is the worst season of Derek Carr's life. Derek Carr deserves all sorts of criticism. I thought he was going to throw for 5,000 yards, 4,000 yards. Derek Carr is awful, awful. What did he throw for 100 yards yesterday? Carr stinks. Adams stinks. The line stinks. How'd it work out? Cutting Alex Leatherwood. Big message sent. What a joke. Is Chandler Jones still on the team? Do they play a lick of defense? I mean, Patrick Graham, his defense looks atrocious. I mean, this was supposed to be a playoff season. They fired Rich Bisaccia, said, thanks for the memories. We're going to do better. So they bring in McDaniels and they bring in Adams. This team is an embarrassment. And of all the losses and all the games this year, first half of the NFL season, that was the weakest, most gutless, and pathetic performance of any single team in the entire league.
Wow. Okay. So, look, I feel you.
He's right.
I'm with you, Adam.
Yeah, it's hard to argue literally anything that he said.
Absolutely. And so here's a couple of things just to kind of illustrate what he's talking about. The Raiders after 7, and listen, again, we're gonna only lament Bisaccia not being around for so long. Like it's again, we root for the Raiders that are, not the Raiders that aren't. But
I'm
it's
miss
hard
him for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, but it's hard not to contrast because look, we went from one coach, we have 3 coaches in not even 2 years yet. So it's hard not to contrast all these guys and their results, because at the end of the day, it's all about the numbers in the left-hand column being bigger than the ones in the right-hand column, and Bisaccia's were bigger. So there, whatever. Okay, the Raiders after 7 games in 2021, we were 5-2 and in first place. Points per game, 25.7. Points allowed per game, 23.7, with virtually the same roster. Raiders after 7 games in 2022, 2-5, last place. Points per game, 23.3. Points allowed per game, 24.9. Like, you added Chandler Jones, you added Anthony Averett, you added Deron Harmon. Like, I'm sick of people that are saying, like, well, we didn't do enough to address the defense. Bullshit.
Yeah.
We did plenty to address the defense. Yeah. We got a freaking junk-ass coordinator is what we got going on now. Because listen to this, also what Adam Shine had to illustrate. For some Raiders defensive rankings, takeaways per game, 0.06. That's last in the league.
Yes,
of course it is.
Of course, yeah.
Sacks per game, 1.29. That's last in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Third down defense, 46%. That's 29th in the league. Red zone touchdown percentage allowed, 73.9. That is 31st in the league. Ooh. Now listen, we all had our gripes about Gus Bradley. We all had our gripes about whatever you want to have gripes about.
Paul Gunther.
Paul Gunther.
Still hate him.
No more defensive coordinators with the nicknames PG, by the way.
Nope.
But like, these are the kind of things that where what Adam Shine has to say and the passion that comes from that, they're dead on. This is the and you got to go to the top, and the top on the field is Josh McDaniels. In comparison to other first-year coaches, Brian Daboll of the Giants, right? 6-2.
Yep.
Mike McDaniel of the Dolphins, 5-3. Kevin O'Connell, 6-1. All 3 of those guys took over teams that didn't make the playoffs last year. We gave Josh a 10-win team that went to the playoffs last year, and we're 2-5.
And added Devontae
Adams.
Adams.
And
Devontae Adams and all
Jones.
yeah. I mean, unbelievable. So listen, the criticism is warranted. I don't care. There's no way around it. And so glad to hear Adam Shine bringing this stuff up. And again, you want to talk about Raider loyalists? Way more loyal than even Adam Shine is our good buddy.
Murph, Swag, Jeff, and who's the third guy?
That's right. Our good friend Will Compton. So Swaggo and I reached out to him.
And what's the other guy's name?
Oh, my.
He was
Will Compton.
Oh, Will Compton.
Hey,
right,
Will,
right,
if you're
right.
listening to this, text me back, bitch.
No, but we did reach out to him about kind of his state on the Raiders.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
So he called a team meeting, and Will was like, all right, guys, here's what I got. And listen, when Will is falling off the bus,
ouch.
no pun, you know what you're in. It's rough. All right,
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's check in with our buddy Will. I appreciate you sending this to us, Will.
Yeah, team meeting. Raiders. I don't fucking know. I wish I had something for you guys. I didn't get to watch the game because of fucking stupid ass YouTube TV doesn't want to play other games, and NFL Plus Premium is a fucking scam. But that's besides the point. I got to keep my composure of this video because Raider Nation wants answers. I wish I had some. In my opinion, I've never played for the staff that's there. None of the staff members there. I don't think anyway. Hell, I could be talking out of my ass, but I know they got talent. Like, I know they got fucking talent in the locker room. I mean, shit, we added Devontae Adams. Is it like, do you got Devontae Adams? Do you have like too many weapons where you feel like you're forcing the ball at times? I don't fucking know. Like I said, I didn't get to watch the game. Defense, yeah, they might have played bad. But again, like, I've been around the squad. They got the talent in the building. I know they have the pieces. I mean, last year, and I know this. I know last year we ended the season 5-1. We won 5 out of our last 6 going into the playoff game. With a different headband that a lot of people wanted to stick around. Again, I know I'm tweeting I'm doing a video a little emotional right now, but I don't fucking know. I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking sense. We got to move on to the afternoon slate. I personally, I love the Giants money line. I love the Niners money line. I love them parlayed together. And when I say I love them, I mean, I lost some fucking money this morning and I need to get it back. And this is the parlay that's going to get it back. I'm not fucking trying to be emotional right now, but I don't know. I don't have answers, but that's what I'm going with. Raider Nation, I'm sorry. I know I keep leading you guys. I think we got to yank the plug. I got to stop. I'm the boy, so I fucking die. I'm going to root for the guys, but I don't know if I can lead you guys to that water anymore and drink that. Because it's not water it's not sustainable water to drink. I don't know. I don't know.
It's all of us.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, just
Yeah, I mean, you hear all these people that are, big time Raider supporters, and when these type of people start falling off the wagon, I don't know, man. I mean, obviously Mark Davis isn't going to listen to what Adam Shine has to say or what Will Compton has to say, but
But these are like in Adam Shine case, a journalist, broadcaster, like guy with insight, an incredible sports mind. You got Will Compton, a guy that was in the locker room, knows this team, knows Foster Moreau, knows Darren Waller, knows Derek Carr, knows Hunter Renfrow, knows all these guys.
Yep.
For lack of a better term, intimately, like he's friends with them. And say what I heard from that, it ain't the play, it ain't a player problem.
Right.
Nope.
That's what did you hear that from Will?
Because you think about it, and I think you already touched on this, but think about last season and then this season, we added players, good players.
Oh yeah.
But the coaches, Graham, McDaniels, they can't be it because they're kind of I know everyone's like shitting on Derek Carr, and I'm not saying he's not a problem too, but he's been productive. Why aren't we getting product out of him now? It's the coaching. It's got to be the coaching. I mean, I don't think he would just literally go, I'm not going to perform now. It's the coaching. It's got to be the coaching.
Yeah. Well, look at a guy like Darren Waller. I know we've kind of been giving him a lot of shit this year too.
Yeah.
But let's look at these two seasons side by side with each other. So you got the 2021 Darren Waller goes down.
Right.
End of the season comes up. That guy's gutting it out and he's playing ball hurt.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Now let's look at the 2022 Waller. That's
Great call out,
kind of
Swag.
got the body language ain't there,
Yeah.
the productivity isn't there when he is in there, and he's not rushing to get back healthy.
True.
Each and every week it goes from questionable to doubtful to out every single week. I don't know if this guy wants to play with Josh McDaniels.
Right.
I don't know if he wants to play.
Well, and seeing those are the things that and while that may be a version of wild speculation, you can't argue against it.
No.
That's the thing is that when I always say about when people are hating on the Raiders, well, let's give them a reason to not be correct. Well, right now we're not doing any of that. So all the theories, they're all valid. It's like what I said earlier, until proven otherwise. We got to believe these might be things worth considering because the product on the field is shit, and there's no reason it should be shit. Like you said, Michelle, about like Josh McDaniels is a proven offensive genius. Why is it that and I will say this, I wondered if Bill kept him in rein a little bit.
Yeah.
I wonder if he just he was that voice of yeah, no, we're not running jet sweeps on 3rd and 1. Call something else.
Yeah.
Give it to Ramondre Stevenson instead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wonder if that was that overriding voice. And now that he doesn't have that, he's trying to prove it.
Right.
That he's got it all figured out, and it comes out in these cute plays. And by the way, running a jet sweep on 3rd and 1 is bad enough. But I got an idea. Let's follow it up by an onside kick to put our already shit defense on a short field.
Yeah, there you go.
That's good. That's
or
genius. It's
smart.
genius.
Or a fake punt.
A fake punt,
that joke ass play. I mean, that was so stupid.
Gosh.
You know what I mean?
So now I'm all about risk taking,
Me
and
too.
I'm all
Listen,
about.
you know
love
I
that kind
am.
of,
Yeah.
love that kind of stuff.
I have not liked it once. I ain't liked that shit ever.
It's felt misguided. It's felt mistimed.
It feels forced.
It feels forced.
Well,
Where
it
when
makes
Sean
more
Payton,
sense if you have a defense that you can put on a short field. It would make more sense. But when you know that they're just giving up, I swear to God, I have PTSD from 3rd and longs, and even 3rd and anythings. They give it up every time. Why would you put them on a short field? That's an immediate 6 points.
hey man, look at the way one of my favorite surprise plays ever was Sean Payton in the Super Bowl. It was 06 or whatever against the Patriots against the Colts. And Peyton Manning is prime Peyton Manning, moving the offense up and down the field. And so what does he do? He calls the onside kick at halftime to get the ball, and arguably that won the game for them. It was a gutsy call. No one expected it. But that's the thing, is that it wasn't cute, for cute's sake. It wasn't like trying to be creative. It was like, well, no, we need to do something to kind of shock this thing and to get it back in our favor. And it worked. And it was brilliant.
And it was unexpected.
Right.
Like,
it was unexpected.
It was weird. Like I was watching that game on my phone because
the Super Bowl?
No, our game.
Well, let me make one more point on that too.
Make a point
One
on
last
that
thing
Super
on that too. But the other thing that he did is that it was calculated, because what you had to say, Michelle, that defense, and that Saints team was known for their offense because it was Drew Brees in his prime and all that kind of stuff. But defensively, they were badasses too. They had a great defense. That was right before all the, the whatever, the targeting gate thing, all that, the bounty gate. Before bounty gate and all that kind of stuff. But that defense was gnarly. So you could take a risk like that because you've got this badass defense that can bail you out if you give them the ball at half field. Where this Raider team is furthest thing from that.
Please.
Yeah. Well, so you're talking about stuff like that and like those unexpected, great, successful trick plays and stuff like that. Like, so I was watching the game at my son's 4-year-old birthday party. So thankfully I didn't get to see the whole game. But
You're lucky.
But like I was watching that on my phone and I go, oh my gosh, I think they're gonna fake punt it here.
Oh damn!
Like you could feel it.
Called it.
Like it was
really?
I felt it, and sure as shit, it happened, and we lost 2 yards. But like, I don't know, man. Like this, I don't know.
Ty Raider in the chat says you have to be able to run normal plays before you can call trick plays.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Learn to walk before you run.
Amen. That is an absolutely salient point there. Appreciate you, Ty Raider. Okay, so one of the other big failures of this season so far has been the lack of production out of Davante Adams.
Yeah.
And so let's check in with a good friend of the show, one of Swaggo's best friends, Kyle Brandt. His new show is called KB's Basement, which is fantastic. He does a lot of pop culture stuff. And of course, talks about football. And so let's check in with Kyle Brandt, asking the question, was signing Davante Adams even a good idea to begin with?
There's this thing where Josh McDaniels has to go to his office, the owner's office, his boss's office, before he meets with the media. I want to know how that meeting comes to be. At some point, does someone go up to him and be like, Coach, Mr. Davis needs to see you in his office. Damn it. When Mark Davis sits down and says, Josh, what the hell was that? We suck. We're 2-5. You didn't score any points? I got you Davante Adams. What is his response to his boss, other than just to say, it's on me and I'll get better and I won't stand for this. That's fine. But great. That was the last time we had this meeting. We're supposed to be winning the West this year, dude. We're supposed to take a run at Mahomes. How are we going to go run at Mahomes and the Chiefs? We can't even keep up with the Andy Dalton Saints. What the hell was that? Was Davante the right move? He's a great player, and I know Derek Carr, Christ, they're bros and all that, but was the right move at this time for their football after a really good season last year to be like, you know what we need? A really expensive wide receiver whose best football might be just about behind him. He's a little old. Not exactly like a 25-year-old coming off his first contract. That's the best move for them?
All right, so I got a couple things in response to that. Is that this is where exactly what Kyle point he's making is that the move for Davante Adams was an all-in move. That was a win-now move.
Right.
But the comments from especially Dave Ziegler are, it's about this process and it's about this long-term vision and it's about all this thing. And so, but that's not what you did in the offseason.
Right.
You went and took a 10-5 playoff-ready football team, added components to it. The expectation was now. You gave away draft picks. Draft picks are what build your future, not Davante Adams. And that's his point, is that I think Davante's got a lot more good football in him maybe than what Kyle thinks there. But still, point being is that that's not, Davante was an investment in our future. Davante was an investment in now.
Go get 2
Chandler
rings
Jones
right
was an investment in now.
Right.
So that whole Daron Harmon. Now these guys are 30 years old.
But then you let guys like Casey Hayward walk away. You let a guy like Yannick Ngakoue walk away. You let stuff like that. And
dude, how much better would we be with those two freaking guys?
My gosh, absolutely. It's insane.
Unbelievable. All right, so I've got a couple of. Let's get these negative ass stat lines out of the way, and then Jeff hit a break here, and we'll hear some of the stuff from the team themselves. All right, so this is just depressing as hell, but look, it's the truth, man. So let's just dwell on it for a minute, Raider Nation, and then we'll move on. Amount of times Davante Adams was held fewer than 40 yards receiving in his last 56 games with Aaron Rodgers. as his quarterback. He was held 3 times in 56 games. Amount of times Davante Adams was held fewer than 40 receiving yards in his first 7 games with Derek Carr. 3 times. Take that for what you want. Blame it. Davante, you'll put on Derek. I don't care. One of them's throwing, one's catching. One of them caught a lot better somewhere else from another guy. Davante Adams has played in 102 games since 2016. His 2 lowest receiving yard totals in that span are this year, with 3 yards and 12 yards in 2 different games. Davante Adams per game averages by year since 2017. All right, so he started off in 2017, 5.3 catches per game, 63 yards. Goes up 7.4 in 18, 92 yards, 6.9 and 81 yards in 2019. 2020, 8.2 catches and 98 yards average. 2021, 7.7 for 97 yards. 2022, 5 for 73 yards.
Yeah. You know, I don't know, man. You know, and the criticism that I have about the offense, and well, I mean, I have a lot of criticism about the offense, but you know, I don't know why Derek always seems to find the secondary receiver. He always looks at the secondary receiver, whether it be, Zay Jones, Mac Hollins, and they're fine. They're fine people. They're fine players and all that good stuff. But you just paid Davante Adams $140 million. Get him the damn
Not
ball.
just he's Davante Adams.
And he's Davante freaking
Davante
Adams.
Adams. I don't care. Force it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Throw it into double coverage.
That's what he used to do to Crabtree.
That's
Get him
right.
the
That's
damn...
what he did to Amari Cooper.
Get him the damn ball, man. And Davante Adams, you talked all offseason about, I got 3 moves for you. If you do this, I got 3 more
Yeah.
for you, whatever.
Do 'em.
Then get open.
Yeah.
Then get open.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is because I don't survey the entire field the way that Derek does on every play. So, I mean, he might be open more, but like Derek, he looks at Hollins all the time. He must get to the facility early, but
First guy in, last guy out.
Yeah, but like, dude, like find your guy.
But I was listening to McDaniels, and it's really hard to listen to him, but listening to his press conference, and when he talks about Davante Adams, a lot of times he talks like he's the decoy. Like, he's like, yeah, well, if he's being covered or whatever, there's 2 guys on him. That's why other people need to step up. Like, you need to be talking about Davante Adams like he's freaking Davante Adams.
Right.
Like, he needs to be getting the ball repeatedly.
All the time.
And honestly, if I'm Derek Carr, I'm saying, F your playbook. I'm throwing it to Davante. Like,
That's what they did in week 1.
Yeah.
We threw him 900
Right,
times. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, is Derek focusing too much on Davante because he's trying to show off his best friend and blah, blah, blah. But don't swing the pendulum so far the other way. You target him 5 times for 3 yards.
That's painful. That's painful.
Stupid ass Raiders.
This is Kevin, the Raider nerd, live at the Oakland Raiders tailgate. Raiders! We got Gorilla. Say hi to Uncle Mosh and Murph.
I love you guys. Much love from the black hole, baby. Just win.
And because of the stupid ass defense, and offense, we never got to see these guys much.
This
Not
is
at
Trent
all.
Sig, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio.
The best players on the
with
field
Murph,
couldn't cook.
Swag Jeff, and Uncle Mosh.
Well, I guess
Trent
AJ
got
Cole
himself
did.
a penalty, though.
Yeah, he did. We need to get Daniel Carlson to cut one of these.
Yeah, we got AJ and Trent. We need to get
trifecta.
DC too. Absolutely. All right, let's check in with our illustrious head coach on his opening comments.
All right, well.
Great
obviously that
start,
wasn't,
Josh.
Oh, you know
good
what?
enough.
Let me set this up for you. Did you see this? What happened?
No, I didn't see any of it.
He goes to the podium and starts, and literally the lights turn out.
Are you serious?
I swear to goodness. Yeah, listen to this. He restarts the press conference. They literally turn the lights out on McDaniels.
Good.
Ghetto.
All right, well, obviously that wasn't good enough. Oh, boy. We'll start over. Obviously that wasn't good enough in any way, shape, or form, and that's my responsibility. So I have to do a much better job of getting ourselves ready to go here. We're better than that, and I apologize to Raider Nation for that performance, and
again, I own that. That's my responsibility. So we have to do much better, obviously, in every phase of the game to be able to compete with a team like that who's well coached, has good players. They obviously came ready to play and did a much better job than we did. So it starts with me, and we're going to work hard and we're going to fix it.
Given the hill that you guys are trying to climb to get back into this, obviously there's a sense of urgency, but how can something like this happen?
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out.
I'll figure it out.
There's no shortcut to that.
I can't listen to this anymore. I'm
no,
sorry. It's ridiculous. Yeah, we got to figure it out.
Yeah, just the way he starts it, just like,
yeah.
oh boy,
it's
here we go.
terrible.
Like, dude, like, come on, man. That sounds like such chicken shit.
It is chicken shit.
It is absolute chicken shit.
Fucking whack. Freaking
Yeah.
whack.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's what it is.
I mean, that's so. That's so freaking weak, dude. That's
he
so
sounds weak. He
weak.
sounds spineless.
It's so
Like,
weak.
do something. It's week 8, bro.
You're the coach. You can't sound like that.
No.
You're the coach. Like, well, we're just trying to get better.
I don't know. We just gotta figure that out. That sounds like me on the podium after a loss. I don't know. We got to do something. Shit, this sucks. Like,
we always say, like, hey, listen, we're not former players, or we're not analysts. We're not analysts, so we don't. But we're not supposed to know. You are.
Right. You have the playbook.
Yeah.
Like,
This is your freaking job, bro. Oh my gosh. But hey, but the bright side, just listen to Josh. He's so encouraging. There's a lot of football left to be played.
If there's any big speech to give, look, the season's still, again, there's a lot of football still left to be played and coached.
I can't listen to that anymore. There is not a lot of football
You've
left,
lost
Josh.
all the relevant
half
football.
of your season's over, Jack.
Halfway through the season, you can't afford. If you lose 3 more games, you're going to have a losing record. 3 games, and you got a crap ton left to play. In that term, in that scope, yes, there is a lot of football left, but there ain't that much football left. Like, guess what,
not.
Josh? Our Super Bowl now is beat the Niners, beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you're playing for. Unless you go on some miraculous freaking run that none of us think would possibly exist with this team. Like, give me a freaking break. That's the thing. That lackadaisical, laissez-faire approach to like, oh, we're just figure it out. Oh, we've got a lot of football left. No, we don't. Let's have a sense of damn urgency.
Yeah. It's his version of the "it's on me."
Yeah.
Like, okay, well then what are you gonna do about it? If it's on you, are you fixing it? Like, are you for real fixing it, or are you just feeding us that line of bullshit?
That's a line
every
of bullshit.
single week?
That's what it does. Is it comes across as disingenuous, doesn't it, Michelle?
Absolutely. Yeah. It just sees just like, well, I don't know what we can do. I guess we can just try better next week. Like, you're the coach. You should know exactly what to do, and you should be railing it into your players. Like, they should be pumped up from what you're telling them. But when you're like, well, we're just trying not to, trying to learn how to not lose. Like, we're just win, baby. That's it.
That's
like,
it.
why aren't I don't know.
And if the messaging is that in the locker room, and you can't espouse that in a press conference, whatever, then address that.
Yeah.
Say, hey, look, we got after it.
Right.
We're digging in on this. We're doing it together. We know we've got challenges. We're going to be relentless until we get them figured out. Like, give some.
I don't think he's doing that.
I don't.
Yeah,
Doesn't sound like it.
What he's doing in that press conference is what he's saying to the players, and that's probably why they're like, "This guy's
he's not in it." Yeah,
I think they're blaming it on the players. He's blaming it on the players.
Oh.
Yeah, they all are. Change the culture.
Kiss the rings, bitch.
Yeah.
Look at all these I got. What have y'all done? I know what I'm doing. Y'all need to
Right.
get your stuff together.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's working.
Yeah.
The players don't
That's
like
not-
that.
Dude, that's a great call out,
Yeah.
and I've got some sound bites from Dave Ziegler's press conference today, which was a rough listen. And I got just a couple quick bites of it, but it's like 12 minutes long. But Jeff, he says in that numerous times, it's an execution problem, which is basically GM talk for it ain't my boy Josh.
Right.
It's the guys in the locker room.
Right.
Well, we know it's not the guys in the locker room. So don't feed us that bullshit. And that's the thing is that, like, look, Dave and Josh, like, Raider Nation is hip enough to know what's going on. Like, and we may not know the exact ins and outs of every detail of every story because we're not inside the walls of Alameda and all that. And I get that. And I acquiesce that we don't know details around things, but we know what we see. And we know when it's disingenuous. We know what coach speak is. We know when you're not telling us the full story. So, and if you can't tell us the full story, then tell us that.
Yeah.
That I would have so much more respect for the honesty and the forthcoming nature of, look, we're in a mess right now.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly what it is. We're going to get it figured out, and we're going to be relentless until we do. That's all we need to hear.
Right.
Tell us that you freaking are into it, not this bullshit.
Right.
Like, you're not Belichick. You don't have all those rings as a head coach. You can't just get up there and go, yeah, we're on to Jacksonville. You can't do that.
Right.
You don't have that luxury, Josh.
Right.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely. Well, hell, I forgot what I was going to say.
That's okay, because we got so much more to get to here. So next up, I've got I say this for those of you that are on the audio podcast, finger quoting, our offensive coordinator, Mick Lombardi, who, I mean, we hadn't really heard much from Mick Lombardi, and that's probably a good thing, because what we heard from him yesterday, I think this was not, more shit we're not fans of.
And I know we're excited to get on the practice field tomorrow and get better. And, again, when you go through a loss in the NFL, whether it's by 1 point, 20 points, 50 points, you have to move on because it's a loss, and you have to move on to the next opponent because the next opponent's ready to go, and they're going to be ready for you. So we're going to do that this week and just keep moving forward.
It does too matter how much you lose by.
Yeah.
If you go to Arrowhead and you lose by a point or two or three, whatever, that's understandable. When you get your ass handed to you in New Orleans by a dog shit team and can't even put up a point, the third most scoring offense in the league against a 31st ranked defense, and you can't score a point? No, dude, that's not the same thing.
You don't cross the 50 till there's 3 minutes.
3 minutes left in the game.
Like, you don't touch the quarterback once. I don't think he got touched one time, if I remember correctly. I don't think they barely. Maybe
Chandler
some
got
pressure.
close on
I don't
one,
know.
I think, maybe, yeah.
But like, no. That's asinine. Is what that is.
Well, and and you watch that game and you see all that kind of stuff. And this was the point that I was trying to say before. Like, like we've been talking all year long about these like piss poor like sidelines and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, tons. Yeah.
I think it's coaching now.
Yeah,
it's coaching. Because if they're getting fed, well, it's execution problems. Why didn't you hit that guy? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? I've called the right play. I know that play. I've seen the play work 100 times. Well, no one wants to hear that.
No one wants to damn it. Players don't want to hear that.
Players don't want to hear that.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So they're going to be like, okay, well, if I'm just going to get my ass chewed every time I, don't make a play or something like that, because apparently it's on me.
Apparently it's all my fault.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, so let's check in with the next member of the dynamic duo here. Let's check in with Dave Ziegler when he's confronted
Paul called them Cheech and Chong, and he says, and they're holding hands under the desk.
Yeah, but we like Cheech and Chong.
That's right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we like Cheech and
don't
Chong.
cuss Cheech and Chong like
that. Put some respect on their names, Paul.
Respect on there. Come on, Paul.
All right, so let's. Frankie says, "Who the f is Mick Lombardi?" Yeah, that's our offensive coordinator. Go figure. America 1776 has loved the show, Murph. Go Raiders. Hey, man, we love you, America, and we appreciate appreciate your support there for sure. All right, let's go to Dave, and he's asked about urgency.
Concern that may contribute to kind of lack of urgency, like people are looking at long term more than maybe a quicker.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think every game it's also unique. I'd say like to that question, like the game against New Orleans in particular, I thought it was a little bit of an anomaly of how we've played up to this point. I mean, we've been competitive in every game. Every game's been tight. The games that we've won have been tight up to a certain point. We pulled away there against Houston, maybe at the end after the interception, but all those games have been tight. And I think, you're going to, and Josh mentioned it, we've been a part of them. You're going to have some of those outlier games where it's just, you come away with a lot of questions and a lot of whys, but you also can't overreact to that because it is one game in a long season.
I can't do that anymore. All right, so yes, it's one game in a long season, but again, I go back to context. Where was that game on the schedule? What had happened prior? And this is the thing. So if he's saying, well, we've been in every game so far. Okay, well then why against a bad football team was it so decisive of a loss? If that's not alarming to you, Dave, then I'm saying, and again, that's the stuff that I say, like, we as Raider Nation, like, we can recognize that, right, Jeff? Like, it's not, like, don't feed us a line of shit.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you have urgency at this point? I mean, you get your ass spanked like that, you're going to be like, whoa, like something ain't working. Like we got to fix this shit tonight. Like,
yes,
whoa.
yes, 100%, 100%. All right, so let's go. Let's go back to Dave here, and this is where. All right, this is Dave. Dave kind of lost me on this one. I'm not out on Dave Ziegler. He's got a lot. He's gonna be our GM for a long, long time, and I'll support him because he's our GM. And we might meet him next month at Bolitnikoff, so I don't want to take too much of a run at him. But he did kind of.
He ain't listening.
Yeah, that's true. He did kind of lose me on these comments.
I want to go back to the offensive line and Diana ask you about you guys lost. You Denzel Good, you lost Brandon Parker, and Leatherwood. Whatever happened. But why not bring in a veteran guy? You talk about competition. Why not bring a veteran guy in to compete for a spot at that point?
Yeah, like I mentioned, we always look at different ways to improve the team, but it has to make sense too. It has to make sense from a contractual standpoint. It has to make sense, and I'm not talking about a specific player, but it has to make sense in terms of how they're going to fit into the locker room culture, and it has to also fit in terms of performance and what it looks like on tape. And so we've evaluated all those things. A player that you watched on tape in 2021, and what they look like in 2000. Well, I'm talking about a veteran player. What they look like in 2020, what they look like in 2019. Are you acquiring a player at that time that you feel is going in the right direction? Do you feel like you're bringing in a player that's going to fit into the culture and that's really going to improve the team? And at the end of the day, I think our offensive line has grown into a unit that needs to improve, that needs to continue to improve. That's been fairly consistent. I don't think the offensive line, I would pinpoint that as a major problem.
What?
That's like in Billy Madison when that guy gives that answer. Like he just sounds like he's throwing out phrases that he's heard other coaches say. Like that was asked. That was so stupid. Like, and it doesn't make any sense. Like that we went in a circle and didn't make any. We didn't land.
Like are we watching the same football?
Offensive line? Like what?
Yeah, yes, we've been good in the run game, but he's like, we could be better in pass protection. You think?
No kidding, right? No kidding, right? Well, and you bring in veteran guys to help with the culture.
That's exactly right.
You bring in guys like that to help build a culture for some of these young guys. So you're not going to bring in guys like that because, well, are they trending in the right direction? Well, they're 35, 36 years old. They're veterans. What do you think? You're going to sign them to a 6-year deal, you jackass? No, you're bringing them in for just like a little bit to kind of help some of these young guys.
And Richie Incognito.
That's exactly right.
Totally. And he played, 3 games for the Raiders?
Yeah.
And collected a paycheck for 2 seasons.
Yeah,
but what did he do?
You know what?
He held that.
Yes,
amen. Amen.
Jeez, Pete. This
boy.
guy's a dumbass too.
Yeah, I don't know about
we
him
had
now.
issues in pass protection at times. Well, yeah, and you can watch every game, and there's times where the quarterback's getting sacked, whether it's a coverage-based thing, whether it's an offensive line thing. And so I just felt like at the end
because
of the
Matt
day,
Collins wasn't
to
open.
answer your question specifically, I didn't think that there was a player out there that was going to be really upgrade our offensive line for the cost of doing business.
That's sad.
Oh my gosh. All right, so here's what. So if you listen to the entirety of this interview, so just in that clip, we heard him mention the culture like twice.
Yeah.
If you listen to the whole thing, the whole interview, I'll bet you he says something about building or redefining or whatever in reference to changing the culture. I'll bet you he says it 8 times. And by the time we got to the end of it, this is the only thing that I can think of.
Build a culture here that
culture
again. Say
culture
again. I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say
culture
one more goddamn times.
Culture here.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Stop it, Dave.
All this talk about changing culture. Donning the shield is a culture in its own.
Right.
Amen.
So if this ain't going to turn into the Las Vegas McDaniels,
Honestly,
it ain't going to turn into the Las Vegas Zieglers, like, dude, remember where you're at, man.
Yeah.
That's a great
And if I'm
point.
Mark Davis, I'm a little offended that you're trying to change so much of what
Ooh, great call
has
out,
been
Michelle.
established. Like, that's gonna. Why would you bring someone in like that? That's gonna. I would be offended if I was Mark Davis.
I'm with. That's a great point. And heck, you never know. That may be some of the comments that Mark has for him for sure. All right, so rounding this thing out with these freaking, and we'll take off the Derek Carr comments there. We'll just do the
Good. We know what they said.
We know what he said. It's all on him.
It's all on him.
It's all on him.
We're gonna do better.
So let's check in with and let's listen. I think if there was a move to be made, on the staff, it's letting go of Patrick Graham. We've got Rob Ryan in house, who's a former defensive coordinator. We've got people that could take that role over, but for whatever reason, he's still lingering around. But listen to this, and I titled this because I keep all the little titles on here so I can remember what these guys have said. All I wrote on this one was, ugh.
I think, what we do is, I think I spoke about it earlier, all opportunities are earned on the practice field. And so, again, whether it's age, youth, or, experience, it's just really trying to put together what we think is best for that week. But, the guys that will be out on the field are the guys that, we say that earned it in practice. And that's really the process that we go through here. So again, I can't speak for when we got here, the roster, we got good players here, and we got to figure out a way to, make sure that they're, I got to make sure I'm putting them in the right spots, and we obviously have to execute at a higher level, and, it all starts with me.
But obviously I'm not going to ask you to give me the game plan, but you guys have got to get more pressure. I think you would agree on that with the quarterback. So now do you have to look into your bag of tricks? Maybe it's some things you haven't done. Do you have to look at new ways of creating it?
I think, obviously, when you look at it, 2-5, and we got to find some ways to create more pressure. We got to find ways to just, help the team win. That's the biggest part. That's the biggest thing. I'm not concerned about numbers in terms of pressure or anything like that. Is how can we affect the quarterback?
That's where he lost me.
Yeah.
That's where he
same, right?
You better be concerned about that.
Like, why would you, you should be concerned about the stats. Yes, I understand the concept of get the quarterback off base, get him uncomfortable, force him into bad throws. But don't you want your best player, the guy that you brought in to sack the quarterback? Don't you want him on the stat sheet?
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like
sacking the quarterback.
And we've been loving on Bisaccia tonight, but that was almost like when he said, "Oh, well, the score on the scoreboard isn't that important."
Yeah, that was rough.
No, it kind of is.
It is.
Yeah.
At the pro level, it's kind of a big deal how many points you score. It's kind of a big deal when you pay Chandler Jones all this freaking money, who's a sack specialist. The idea that he doesn't have any sacks. Oh my God.
He's also sounds just like McDaniels.
Yes.
Oh, well,
Bingo.
I mean,
Yep.
He almost
doing the best we
he
can.
almost had to catch himself. I heard right there in one of his things there, he kept saying about the players being in the right positions and stuff. And so he started saying that, and then he goes, I got to make sure they're in the right spots or whatever.
Yeah.
He had to catch himself too. I think this whole coaching staff might have
I'm telling you,
they're feeling
just
themselves.
They think they
feel
highly of
themselves.
themselves.
You said it. Kiss the rings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Was it, whatever. One of you guys said that. Yeah. That was
Yeah.
on point. All right. So the other thing I took away from that was that to me it sounded like Patrick might have been getting after the sauce a little bit.
Oh.
I mean, we're getting after the sauce tonight here in the fan cave. We're not judging. But when you get after it a little bit too much, sometimes it comes across in a press conference. And so I think that I keep wanting to call him Paul Gunther because I'm looking down at the screen. It says PG. I think Patrick Graham, before this press conference, might have been tailgating too much.
I think obviously when you look at it 2-5 and we got find some ways to create more pressure. We got to find ways to just help the team win. That's the biggest part. That's the biggest thing. We're not concerned about numbers in terms of pressure or anything like that. Is how can we affect the quarterback more? How can we create negative plays? And does it involve going into the bag of tricks? Sometimes, and again, we're really
good rip
right now, but sometimes it's just trying to see if we could do some stuff better. But we're open for all things right now. So in terms of just that's a normal week of preparation.
That was him literally shitting the bed.
Yeah. That didn't sound much different than the first clip.
I know, right?
Same.
There he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's caught, he's thrown. It is.
I appreciate all of you hanging in there with us. What's going to be a long show here for Raiders Fan Radio. And are you guys good if we go like 30 past the hour?
Oh,
Is that
sure,
good for that?
yeah, I'm
Okay. So we'll probably have like a 2.5 hour show. Not a 3 hour show, but a 2.5 hour show. So a lot of laughter in there in the chat room. Appreciate you all very much. Atticus B. Rockin says, dude, is that the real audio or is that slowed down?
No, it was the real audio.
It was real. It was the real
100% real. No, I slowed down and then I pitch it back up so we could, it sounds like they're drunk. Let's see what else. And then Atticus B. Rockin also said, dude is plastered. Jesus says no more for that guy. Daniel says, geez, Graham, tipping the bottle is our job. Wait, what was there was one about the meat? Ron Mater says those farts have more meat than the Raider defense.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's the truth.
No
too
kidding.
funny. So appreciate you all. Appreciate Raphael. Appreciate Frankie, Gord, Aaron and Q-Dog Raider, Franklin83, Julian Cardenas is in there, Tyrone Graves, Trinidad, what's up, Trin? Daniel, Ebony, Jesus, Jesus, Atticus B. Rockin', Eli is in there. Appreciate you, Eli, Road Code, Raider Zach. So many of our good friends are in there tonight. The Raider Critique, Raider Nation 510, Al's Ghost is in there. The Ghost of Al Davis is in there. How about that? And so appreciate you all. Jay is in there, Raider Gears and Threads. Frank Fior, he says, we have been finessed.
Man,
it
that's the
certainly
truth.
felt like it.
Does feel like that.
Excuse me. Let's see who else. I missed someone else in there. Oh, Just Lift says, what's up, Nation? What's up, Just Lift? Appreciate you joining us. Yoshi is also in there. Raider Zach. Oh my gosh. We got a full house tonight. We appreciate you very much. So you could join us on the YouTubes at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio each and every week at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And you can check in with the best chat room in all of sports. Or you could contact the show a couple other different ways.
Sure.
One, you can call us at 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. Or you can email us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Get your pens ready.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, Michelle, you got yours?
I'm ready.
Okay. It's S.
Okay.
H.
Wait, slow down.
All right.
Okay.
O.
All right.
W.
Woo.
All right. Got a show at RaidersFanRadio.com. That incredibly inventive email address.
Yes, that's solid.
Show at RaidersFanRadio.com. And send us an email. We love to hear your emails.
We love
love
to
your
hear 'em.
voicemails, and we've got.
We
some,
love to read
We
them.
love to read them.
Well, you guys love to read them because because I don't read them so good.
No, you don't read them so good.
No.
Well, neither do I, but I still do it.
Well, when Uncle Beam hasn't stung your tongue, then you read them just fine. But
Hell, I still kind of have a hard time sober doing this shit. I know Reed's so good.
There we go. There you go. Reed's so good. Today, Junior.
That's right.
You got so mad at me when I did that to you that one time. You remember that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking I did that for Billy Madison.
It's funny when we talk about it now, but when I'm for real on the struggle bus, I'm like, all right, jackass.
All right, so we've got some great emails from Stacy, Silver and Black, Mac, T-Hom, then, of course, the man that holds it down in Shropshire, Mississippi, Paul. Who do we got? Who's got him first?
That's me.
All right, get it, Swaggo.
That is me. Murph, Swaggo, Capo, the Shropshire scribe, Paul. The gone but never forgotten Lil Murph, cousin Sonny, and now Mosh.
Lil Murph is over on the ship.
Yeah, you go.
He's commandeering Michelle's pirate ship.
That's right.
Yes, but let me finally say hello to Michelle Swear. The nation welcomes you all. Yeah. What in the holy living crap in the freaking suckhole did we just see? What? Car needs a Zoom call with TB12 before the phone is shut off. How to read an option route. Car, get some red ass and flex tour 5 on he's death under your bent and freaking I'm reading
this. Is Stacy Rough Raider for sure. Yeah.
And freaking tell the coach what works for you before Tay tells you this is not what he signed up for.
This email sponsored by Jameson's Whiskey.
Well, and you'll see that. So now my last call, I felt bad. I missed a perfect pitch for Woodson Whiskey. So I ordered 2 bottles. One got me through the bye week, but I'm saving the second for a playoff run whenever that happens. Woodson Whiskey, drink smarter, not harder. That hit
nice,
the mark.
Stacey.
There you go. To all you fans batching and crying, act like this is not your first season as a Raider fan. It's a life choice, not a fandom. Once a Raider, always a Raider, and that goes for the fans as well. Strap up or get off the wagon. When this team gets its shit together, it's going to be more glorious than anything you've ever seen. Stay thirsty. Stacy Ruff Raider, proud main man, faithful listener, frequent emailer, seldom caller.
Hey, nice job, Stacy Ruff Raider.
Absolutely. Well, and he sent a picture with it. So he was all geared up and ready for Halloween.
Oh, nice.
And so there you go.
Oh,
there you go.
that's cool, man.
That's
That's
awesome,
great.
man. So I don't know if that's a full glass of Woodson whiskey or whether it's Jameson, but
Either
yeah,
either, man.
it's he's
That's like-
he's
that's-
working on the sauce.
That's 4 fingers with some spaces in there.
Yeah, I was
no
gonna
kidding.
say,
man.
that is a glass.
That's legit.
That's
dude.
a healthy glass
Yeah.
of whiskey there. Good for
Yeah.
you, Stacy. All right, who we got next?
Next, I got Silver and Black back. That's
Okay.
me. All right. Salute RFR, salute Nation. It seems that coach lost the locker room. Not sure if it was related to Waller not playing. They played with disgust, the lack of effort to execute poor play calling. After preseason, the over-under for wins was at 8.5 for the Raiders, starting to see why. Again, poor play calling and execution stunts the growth of the team. Everyone is happy on Tuesday, payday. Should be the same on Sunday, game day. There shouldn't be confusion to satisfy the coach or to simply make a play. Positive play execution is infectious. Mark must have told the coach to apologize to the nation. F-U-C-K. That we want W's. Our captains need to right the ship. We need dogs, not pups, straight up.
Oh, let's go.
That's true. We have street stalkers that walk that green mile. Still waiting for this team to play like predators, not prey. Players in pads playing with pads. Come on, fellas. Coach, stop overthinking football. My Raider flag will always fly, waiting for the silver and black to attack. Salutations from the silver and black Mac. Raiders.
Raiders! Nice job. Nice job, Silver and Black Mac. He's got good emails.
He does.
He does.
I feel like we're just started hearing from him this year, too. Yeah, those are good. Those are good. All right, and who, next up, we got T-Hom.
That's me.
That's you.
All right. Hello, RFR family. Yes, I'm pissed like everyone else, but I want to shed some relative perspective on the current state of affairs. No, the season is not lost. In fact, if you think back, we're in the middle of Gruden's first year back, when he was still trying to figure things out. And yes, I believe we will get more than 4 wins this year. Since 2003, 3-3.
Wait, is that optimism?
I think that was a little optimism.
Wow,
I
okay.
felt weird reading it. Like my tongue got like, it was weird. I wasn't sure what I was feeling, but yeah, I think it was optimism. Since 2003, three
Pretty damn funny.
three things have held the Raiders back. The first of these is consistency, which starts with coaches. Al started with the rapid firing of coaches right after the Super Bowl in 2003 as his health rapidly declined. Many people forgot that he sold a 20% stake of the team in 2008 so he could spend freely on players, but that also didn't work. As he neared the end of his life, Al was looking for the quick fix in the NFL that rarely happens. The second thing that has hampered the organization was the lack of a quality stadium and quality facilities. Well, the team has that now, and I think it's no shock that the Raiders were back in the playoffs within 2 years after moving to Vegas. Now, players want to play here and coaches want to coach here. But the third and perhaps most important thing has been the evaluation of talent and the consistent performances of players on the field. This year's team has all the talent to match up with any team in the NFL, but while the Raiders have talent, what they don't have is a team. A true team doesn't let happen what happened last Sunday. Let's see if they respond or simply cash that check for another week. McDaniels wasn't my choice, but you can't jettison him right now. The organization has wasted the best years of Derek Carr, and now I think this year will be his last with the Raiders. Josh Jacobs has been the man, but he will get a large contract somewhere else at the end of the season. All of us will continue to scratch our heads and think what might have been if the higher-ups had just invested more on both the offensive and defensive lines. Let's see how many wins we can pile up, how many playoff aspirations of other teams that we can wreck, and how we can continue to wave the proud flag of the best fan base on the planet. For the team that will rise again, your faithful servant, T-Hom.
Hey, nice job, T-Hom. You know what? I can appreciate a little optimism.
Why not?
Yeah, that's nice. It felt good reading that.
Yeah.
There you go.
That with me.
There you go. Well, now I got Paul, so back to your regularly scheduled sad sack.
Okay.
Evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. Well, at least we all know where we stand now. No more false hope. No more if we win this or if we can do that. In terms of achievement, the season is over. Gone like tears in the rain.
Sad music? Cue
Yeah.
sad music?
I should have had this said. I'll get it ready.
Yeah. Sunday was a low point. No fight, no spirit, no leadership. The stats are horrific, but one thing that boils my piss more than
I was going
anything
into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters. Sad sack.
is not making it to the Saints half for 58 minutes. How is that possible? The whole lot of them were a disgrace to the Shield. The Raider Nation that spent their money to watch the game should be reimbursed by the organization. I've watched the NFL for a long time now, and it's been a while since I've seen a Raider team look that confused and beaten. We're in week 8, and we've just been blown away by Dennis Allen and Andy Dalton, and we're having discussed the preseason. It's painful and embarrassing to say the least. I've been calm and respectful with my criticism this year, but not anymore. I was in a foul mood on Monday morning, doors slamming, one-word answers to questions, that kind of thing. People quickly learned to stay out of my way. This is one of the best rosters we've had in a long time, and it's being made to look like a dysfunctional embarrassment.
That's the hard part.
The tough part.
No one person can be held responsible for a win or loss, and that applies to Sunday's shit show as well. However, Sunday was a culmination of things that's been going wrong since week 1. There are numerous things that need addressing, too many for one email, but I know where my starting point would be. There's enough talent on the roster to work with, but the system is too confusing. And how long are we having to wait for people to get the grip on things? Why try and force players into a system that doesn't suit them? Why not find a system that works with what you've already got until the players around you change?
That's what the big talk is now, is that why are they trying to force these players into that system?
There you go.
Where again, to go back to Rich and to go under Greg Olson, they formed their offensive strategies and even defensively.
Yep. Absolutely. Of course, there's poor execution by players, but who's coaching them? Who's preparing them all week? Who's confusing them? Who's monitoring the other areas of the coaching staff that are underperforming? Ask yourself all those questions and you'll come up with the same name. There's more harm being done than good right now. These kinds of performances happen when a coach has lost the respect of the locker room. The players don't look up to him. They don't respect him, and they sure as hell don't understand what he's trying to achieve. Any positive things that are happening right now, in spite of McDaniels, it's because it's in spite of McDaniels, not because of him. Here's an example. Derek Carr was quoted on Sunday saying he wants to see more urgency in practices and team meetings. McDaniels is 10 months into his job, 8 weeks into the season, and there's no urgency in practice or team meetings? Bad coaching and lack of leadership right there. I guarantee you now that Mike Shanahan, Dennis Allen, Norv Turner, and Lane Kiffin would do better than that squad of players, and I'd give my left nut for Jack Del Rio or John Gruden over this fool. If anyone tells me that what we're watching is progression, then I don't know what to tell you. Mark Davis has said that Josh McDaniels will be the coach for years to come. Wrong answer, Mark. The NFL isn't going to sit around and wait for us to catch up with the rest. We haven't got an endless amount of time to wait. It's just not the way things work. McDaniels should be fired. He's no head coach. Get an interim in place till the end of the year, and then get someone in with a football brain, not just a coffee boy for Bill Belichick.
Ooh, dang, Paul.
Yeah. Mark Davis is trying to be a winner in Las Vegas, a town where failure is a 4-letter word. If this useless idiot stays much longer, then we'll be set back for years. And if we stick with this because of some blind notion that it might work and allow a coach like Sean Payton to go somewhere else, then I'll question Mark Davis as well. I haven't watched any post-game interviews because I know it'll be full of the "it's on me, it's unacceptable, we have to work harder to improve." Well, they can shove that patronizing horse shit as well. The defense was in a bad position most of the time, and Patrick Graham didn't cover himself in any glory again. But most of our money has been poured into the offense, and we didn't get into their half until the 58th minute of the game. Who the hell does that? And McDaniels is supposed to be this big offensive guru. The guy's a turd. He needs to go ASAP. And just supposing he stays, this group will be dismantled and get the players he wants into his system. That could take 2 draft classes, and that's if they all work out. I'd much rather get rid of this fraud and get an experienced coach that can make the most of what he's already got, and then add to it in April. That way,
torches and pitchforks are out, man.
Totally. That way, we stand a chance of competing straight away and not becoming the Detroit Lions of the AFC. I'm more happy to be proved wrong about this, but I'll tell you now of me becoming the next mayor of Paris, Tony Bennett doing a duet album with Public Enemy and NWA, or Tom Brady having to live on rice and beans. I've got plenty to say about Derek Carr as well, but I guess I'll just save that for another day. I'm going to go lie down. Stay safe, RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Paulie Award winner 2019 and 2022, Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020, BRT Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man, five-time times 2 winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
There it is. 5 times
Nice.
2.
There you go.
That's 10 times for those of you keeping
That's
track.
right. Paul.
Great job, Paul.
Paul, your name Paul?
Paul.
I met him with Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
Ron said, because Paul mentioned that he would cut his nut off, and Ron says, what's the nut exchange rate? That's like 0.84 US nuts, right? That's hilarious, Paul, or Ron.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Too good, guys. Too good. Appreciate you all, Raider Nation. Michelle, who do we got there in the chat room before
All right,
we...
here we go. We got Capo, Unholy Holy Roller, Raider Frankie. Ebony's in there. Jay's in there. Yoshi, Franklin 83, Paul. Tyrone. Oh, I said Ebony, Ron, Esteban, Raider Critique. Everybody's in there. Al's Ghost. Yeah, you know he's going to hang with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Appreciate
Cody
you.
Thompson.
Cody Thompson.
Cool
Cody's in there.
Cool Cody.
Good deal, man. We appreciate
Tida.
you all checking in tonight with us for sure. Everybody in the chat room tonight. So we mentioned you could join us in the chat room. We mentioned you could join us via the email. You can also call the show. And if you call the show and we play your voicemail 3 times or more, you become a made man or a made woman. And we've got a new made man to get to tonight. So if you and you can email us an indefinite amount of times. There's no set number on that, but if you do that, you can become made that way as well. And so, anyways, let's jump into these calls. And but to kick off this segment is it's our captain.
Sure, of course,
Aaron the Q Dog Raider,
That's
because
right.
every crew needs a captain. We call him the Capo, and he always kicks off the segment and does an amazing job. Capo's calls are always great. This one was one of my favorites.
Okay.
Greetings, Murray, Swag Jeff, on the boss, Sonny, Sergeant at Arms, the Sizzler, Big Raider Trucker, Modriff with the Universe Speech, Ramon the Mean King, Wild Raider, Chuck Splatterhand, McAnthony, and Eber Nation, Ron the Mater Raider. Nation, Derek Carr put up just 101 pass yards with no touchdowns, an interception, and 3 happy-footed sacks during the shutout against those Saints. Now, after the game, DC4, in typical fashion, said the performance was embarrassing. He went on to say that we learned a lot today, and you, I guess the proverbial you, I suspect, hope that that's the last time that, we get shut out. Brass tacks, folks. DC4 is looking washed up these days. What little pocket presence he had evaporated. I mean, he's missing receivers. He doesn't target DA-17 like he needs to. He's inaccurate on long sideline passes, and I think he's had a pass caught by DA-17 that was overturned in almost 3 straight games now. Now, none of this corny humility, his wit, his piety can conceal the fact that, his act is worn thin to the nation. There are fewer excuses that hold up for him. I mean, his supporters are even realizing that DC4 is not the guy to take the Raiders to the next level, let alone return to the playoffs. Playoffs? Let's just win another game. DC4 said, no one's going to give you anything in this league. And I think we as a whole are learning that. Well, no crap. We as a nation have learned that you, sir, are a fraud. Big Raider Trucker has pointed out repeatedly that after 8 seasons, at what point is it not everyone else's fault? DC4 is the problem. I've been saying for years, DC4 is not a leader. That is my pet peeve, full stop. Preserving a 22-point lead at home against a midget and his merry band of red and white, troops, I mean, that requires leadership. When a game went into overtime, pull it out. That required leadership. Being up 10 points on the road at halftime against Kansas City required leadership. Completing a 2-point conversion to force overtime in Nashville required leadership. 4th down and goal to go from the 14-yard line during a wild card game on the road for the first time in many years required leadership instead of a panic 12-yard check down pass in the coverage that ended our season last year. As captain of a storied NFL team that often struggles with early matchup games on the road, I don't see DC Carr going from position group to position group a la Brady, Manning, Marino, or Montana to ensure that the team is ready to handle their business. I mean, they played the Saints, bruh. I mean, not the 2009 Super Bowl champion Saints, but the 2022 otherwise doormat Saints who played without 3 of their top players, man. Who the hell is following Carr in the battle? I mean, would you want DC4 as your wingman in a fight? Joey Bosa, that long-nosed fool, I mean, he said it best. Carr is soft. He folds when he gets hit. Now, he got in his feelings behind that statement, but hey, Bosa was right. The Saints kept effectively rushing 4 down linemen, not blitzing, but just rushing the 4 guys that, just line up as you would have them, and they consistently got to DC4. I mean, it was very evident that DC4's Mamba mentality rolled down his legs like a little schoolboy waiting online to use the trough at the old Coliseum. I mean, anyone with a shred of leadership experience by now realizes what I do. This guy is a fraud. Now, let's talk about this. I mean, I might be stammering a little bit because, too many negative thoughts are rushing before my mouth can actually articulate this mess. Derek Carr is athletic, but he doesn't scramble. I mean, he can make all the throws, but he can't consistently hit the absolute best core of receivers he's ever been presented with as a Raider. I mean, here's my take on recent criticism about the Raiders' passing game. 2-time NFL head coach Josh McDaniels, who still can't manage situational football, has been criticized for the simple pass game concepts and the route trees for the receivers. Now, I'm of the opinion that McDaniels might actually be taking a bullet for DC4 in that regard. The passing game may have actually been dumbed down for Carr to even operate at this point of his career. And DC4 is failing, bruh. I mean, he's failing. Let's hope that we can unload him to the Colts like I've been predicting for many seasons now so that he can brood and sulk on their bench whenever, their team faces adversity instead of doing it on ours. Raider Nation needs Ken Stabler, not Ned Flanders. The Raiders, they were shut out in New Orleans yet again Sunday and yielded only 183 yards and put up the goose egg. It sucked. But don't just take my word for it. Hall of Fame wide receiver and Mr. Raider Tim Brown is looking for answers too, bruh. I mean, he went to Twitter saying, hey, something's wrong over there. And I agree with it. Let me get refocused. I misquoted Mr. Raider. He typed, all I can say is something ain't right. Now, back to business. I've read a few articles suggesting that Josh Jacobs, while a good player, would be a risky gamble for the Raiders to retain and extend him after the season, citing age, injury history, and the team basically moving on from JJ for other backs in the future. Las Vegas made some risky gambles in the past and should learn from them, extending Renfro and Waller, for instance. And, if there's any chance of stringing together wins, I think it'll all depend on the legs of Josh Jacobs and not the arm of DC4. So let's go ahead and lock that dude down. Now, Dave Ziegler and the Raiders front office failed to make any moves yesterday at the trade deadline. Perplexing, but the Las Vegas Review-Journal posted an online poll to gauge the reactions of Raider Nation accordingly. And not surprisingly, the nation overwhelmingly had one-sided reactions to the live poll that was posted by the Review-Journal. And these 2 words came up the most: angry, numb. 75% of Raider Nation said they were angry or numb. I'm starting to fall into the numb camp, to be honest with you, because once you've been embarrassed this much by the team that you love so much, I'm starting to sound like Sonny now, but what more can they do? I mean, I feel like Splatterhead. I only got 2 days off a week. Why would I devote any more Sundays to this outfit? But question, who was the Raiders' opponent for their final game at the Oakland Alameda Coliseum, December 15, 2019? Answer, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's see if we can exact just a little bit of revenge, can we? Now, silver linings. Douchebag for life Daniel Snyder has apparently agreed in principle to put up the Washington Commanders, what a damn nickname, and put them up for sale. Bank of America is going to orchestrate the sale through the NFL. It's a long damn time coming. I'm glad it's happened. The hit list, the whole damn team. Prove me wrong, Rube.
There we go. There he is, Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider.
Great call.
Great call. And you know what? And he puts the whole team on the hit list, and I agree.
Absolutely,
Like he said, like, prove us wrong. Like, give us a reason to be wrong.
Yeah.
Give us a reason to show that our faith was, or lack thereof was misguided or misplaced. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Absolutely. So good stuff there from Capo, and appreciate you, my friend, and everything you do for us here at Raiders Fan Radio and for the One Nation Foundation. Aaron does a lot to help contribute to that, and we appreciate him very, very much. Aside from just his friendship, he's become a great friend of ours. And so thank you again, Aaron. All right, let's get into the rest of the calls. Let's check in first with our buddy up in Idaho. He is Raider Rue.
Oh, whoa, look at this, Raider Nation. It's 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, down 24-0, and we haven't run a single play in the Saints territory. Oh, this is Raider Rue, by the way. The 31st ranked defense, we haven't run one play in the Saints territory at this point. When your quarterback is the highest paid player on the team and you can't rely on him to make a play, if the running game isn't carrying the offense, you have a quarterback problem. Yes, the defense is absolutely horrible too. Our defense, I hate Paul Gunther, and guess what? I hate Patrick Graham too. But we absolutely have a quarterback problem. He's not the guy. He's a good dude. He's not the man, the quarterback position. Great person to lean on in times of crisis, not a good football leader. We have a lot of changes to be made, and quarterback needs to be one of them. It doesn't guarantee things get better if we move on from him, but it guarantees that it doesn't if we don't.
Oh,
part of the problem, not part of the solution. Thing is, this is a 3-year window for these guys, so we're probably going to stick with him more. And maybe I am completely wrong. I hope I am, but he can't make a play. You can't rely on him. When the running game doesn't carry the offense, that's a problem. That's a big problem. I hope they figure it out. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Raider Rue, man. Great call.
Yeah.
That's a really good sentiment. Doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to be better, but we already know what we got now. And I think that's where this hope that, because now the sentiment is really starting to brew. We talked about it before on this show a while ago, but it's really starting to come out now. The Silver and Black Today guys are talking about it a lot. Like, is it just time for Derek to move on, for him and for us?
Yeah.
Like, just to get that fresh start. You see it so many times that veteran quarterbacks will move on to another team and find success somewhere else. You look at Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The baggage that he's collected over these, 9 years or whatever. Like, I mean, I think he's a good quarterback. But I think his inconsistency is what makes it, so gross. Because I think we just talked about how he was scrambling in the Texans game and making plays and dropping back and running out. And then this game, he's just and just collapses. And I'm like, what happened? Why? What? I mean, did they reel him in? It just really feels like, and for lack of a better term, that this team's been castrated. And their strength and all of their different strengths have been reeled in, and they're not being allowed to do the things that they are good at. It just feels really bad. The whole team, I do think it's time. And I like Derek Carr, and I've always been an apologist almost.
Yeah.
But I'm for him, dude, get the out of here,
man.
Yeah.
I like what you said there, because you said that, he was doing all that scrambling and making plays and doing all that stuff. I wonder if the coaching staff maybe said, hey, man, don't do so much of that.
Yeah.
That's not really our game. That's not what we want to do, because look at who he coached for almost his entire coaching career was Tom Brady, who was that, in the pocket, not going to scramble around. He's precise and he can do these things, but running
he
around.
Also coached Cam Newton too.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what I mean?
True.
You know what I mean?
And guess what? It didn't work.
That's true.
And it didn't work.
That's a good point.
That's true.
That's a good point. Well, there's a lot of talk now too about how, that these guys are the ultimate system guys, and they want players to plug into their system. Our good friend, Ron the Materator, when he emailed Silver and Black Today and won their email segment, his question was, is Josh McDaniels' offense so complicated and so rigid that it robbed Hunter Renfrow of what he does best, which is create? There was a compromise that came between Gruden and Renfrow that was, because Gruden was all about the system and his offense and all that too. But they came to a compromise where it was you just get to the spot. You get to the spot at the time that you need to be in the spot. However you get there, I don't care what you do.
Right.
Run all them funky double, triple routes. Do whatever the hell you got to do, Hunter. But get to the spot for Derek to find you. I have a feeling and you guys are saying, and it's a great point, that if they're being reined back in, are they telling Derek, don't get out of the pocket, don't get anything crazy outside the pocket? Telling Renfro, don't improvise, run this. And is that hampering the team? Again,
Maybe.
Give us a reason to be wrong,
Right.
because as of right now, all we can do is speculate.
Right.
And when you leave us to speculation, we're going to come up with all this stuff.
And he's MIA. Hunter Renfro is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
You know, his game has been destroyed.
It has,
Awful. Well, I mean, and then here you go, though. Is it injury?
Right.
You know, Derek supposedly now has this back injury. We know Waller's been hurt. So it's like, I never want to evaluate players that are hurt because it impacts the game. But here's the thing too, like, Derek, if you were hurt or that banged up, then why were you out there?
Right.
I love the warrior mentality and the grittiness and the get out there and
But don't pick and choose your warrior mentality.
Well, that's the
either
thing.
have it or don't have
don't
it.
have it. And if you
as
can't,
a warrior, you know when you can produce and when you can't, and step back if you can't.
and let Jared Stidham go in there or whatever, because it ain't. We're not crossing,
doing
like
anything.
you said, we hadn't crossed the 50 until Jared
Yeah.
Stidham got in garbage time. And that's not because Jared Stidham did anything fantastic. But if you're hurt and the team isn't productive, pull yourself out.
Yeah.
Pull yourself out, man. Anyways, all right. Let's go to the positive side of Raider life.
Oh, yes.
Let's check in with our new friend, our new, I would say coworker, like our new partner. He's our new partner. We'll say this. He's our new partner in the One Nation Foundation, and he is CPA Joel and his young son, who I believe is 4. His name is Ronan.
Yes.
Hey, Murph and Swag Jeff. This is Joel and and we are finishing up the Raiders and Saints game. And how did the Raiders make you feel, Ro?
Sad.
Why?
If they lose.
How much?
Really sad.
Oh, okay, that's really sad. Yeah. What do you think about Josh McDaniels?
Stinky.
Stinky. And Derek Carr? What do you say?
Stinky.
Stinky. Our offense needs to figure it out, guys. It's just I can't. I don't even know what to say. Go Raiders, I guess. Hopefully next season's better.
Yes.
CPA Joel.
The amount of times we've heard "Go Raiders," I guess, like in
I
so
know,
many
right?
calls that
Yeah.
we've had, like "Go Raiders," I guess. I guess that's our new "Go Raiders," I guess.
I love Paul in the chat.
Stinky,
Says,
that was so cute.
Paul says, "See what you've done, Raiders? Think about the children."
No kidding.
That's awesome. All right, next up, let's check in with a new friend of the show. Love it when we get new callers. And this is a brand new caller to the show. And this might be one of my favorite names or favorite handles we've ever had. Let's welcome to the show, Animal Mother.
This is Animal Mother calling in from the 909 from Upland. And I got to say, I've seen some bad stuff in the war, but I've never seen the type of play calling that Josh McDipshit put out this game. What a tragedy. What a disaster. Out-coached, outplayed, out everything. Can't believe it. I would repeatedly slam my arm in a car door. I'd rather do that than can deal with this guy anymore. Give the ball to Jacobs. What's so hard about that? What is so hard? What is so difficult about that? It's terrible. It's heartbreaking. It's killing me. Love you guys. Love the nation. Go Raiders.
Hey, there he is, Animal Mother.
Nice.
Nice.
Love it.
That's a good one.
Love it. Good first call.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a first call. Keep them coming, Animal Mother. All right, next on the list, I forgot to put it in the rundown, guys. I'm sorry. Add into your list there, Mrs. OG Daniel.
Oh.
So this is OG Daniels, we know from Chronicles of the Black Hole. Subscribe to his channel if you don't. And let's check in with his lovely bride here.
Hey, Merv, Swag and Michelle. It's Mrs. OG, Chronicles of the Black Hole. Well, that didn't go as planned. We did have a plan, right? I'm really trying not to land on the Cia Pendejos, but what the fuck was that?
Of course, and of course, another woman dropped the F-bomb in this place.
McDaniels' play calling was
Didn't
ass.
expect it.
It's like watching a circus of horrors. I gotta go now. Gotta stop OG from committing seppuku with a butter knife. He's been impersonating Michelle all game and mumbling, so much for a dynasty. I could say go Raiders, but it would sound too much like, let's ride.
Oh, nice.
This is OG Daniel with the F-bomb. I don't know how I missed that one. Good stuff.
Yeah,
there.
that was a good one. You just didn't expect it.
It was a very sweet F-bomb, too. Yeah, that was a good one. All right, next up, let's check in with our buddy down in New Mexico. He is Raider Jesus.
Hey, everybody, this is me, Jesus Alvarez. Man, I just watched the Raiders and Saints game on the radio, and, fuck, just sucks. Anyway, is it over? Is our season over or what, man? To quote that dude, Jim Belushi, it ain't over till we say it's over. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Anyway,
love it.
I just want to make a public service announcement. Got a gambling problem? No problem. Double down on the next bait. Let's go on to the playoffs. Anyway, excuse me, y'all. I suffer from a speech impediment.
Oh,
anyway,
man, you're doing
what's
fine.
Happening with us? What's happening with the Raiders? I don't know. I can't call it. Is it Mark Davis? Is it McDaniels? Is it the general manager? Is it? I don't know. What's going on? Are we tanking? I hope we're not tanking. What the hell? Anyway, it'll all. If we don't win another game, except for the Kansas City game, we beat those. We win against KC's, and it'll be okay. And that's all I want for Christmas. Anyway, I'll leave you all with this.
Amen.
Break a fire, crack the truth, boom, blah. Raiders, Raiders, rah, rah, rah. Saludos a toda la familia nation. I'm out.
Hey, Raider Jesus. Love it. Great call. Great call.
Ron is so funny. Okay, so I said that we're just sad sacking because I think Miz is a little upset because he thinks we're angry. And he said angry sacking. And Ron said Chandler Jones just calls it sad blank. No sacking.
There's no sacking in his vocabulary. Oh my gosh, that's
and
funny.
It's true.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. All right, so Raider Jesus called back.
Oh, okay.
And so I made an executive decision.
Okay.
So you got to call the show 3 times to become made, and you got to call 3 separate times. You can't call back to back 3 times or back to back to back, whatever. But so Raider Jesus called once before. This was the second call, but he saw us, and not saw us, but he met us at our live event that we did for our tailgate. And the guy drove from New Mexico to freaking Tennessee and to go to the game and to hang out with us at our tailgate. Also, this awesome Hunter Renfroe picture that's behind me here in the fan cave. He drew, that's an original oil on board. And that's a print of it that I have back there. I still need to send him his copy because I made 2 prints of it, one for me and one for Jesus. And so I need to send that to you, my friend. It's literally in my car in the same roll-up tube, and it's been there for probably 6 months. And I'm such an ass because the fulfillment department around here sucks. But anyway, so he's created art for the fan cave. He's met us live at tailgates. He's now calling the show. Yes, it was only technically the second time, but dude, you're the next made man here at Raiders Fan Radio.
Yes.
Hey, Raiders Fan Radio, Raider Nation, I love you all. I forgot to say 1 thing or 2 or 3. Anyway, the only thing that doesn't suck with the Raiders is the fans. We kick ass all the time.
That's right.
I mean, that's the only thing that doesn't suck. And may all Raider haters die of gonorrhea and go to hell forever. What a man, huh?
Jeez.
Anyway, let's break the fire, sucker. Boom, boom. Raiders, Raiders, rah, rah, rah.
You are
Jeez.
you are
wow.
Too good. Too good.
Love it.
By chance, a man like yourself should make enemies, then they would become my enemies. Showing you are a friend of Raiders Fan Radio, you have leapt across the line. Friendship is everything. Friendship is more than talent. It is more than the government. It's almost equal to family. Be loyal. Made man, Raider fan. Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me. But until that day, accept this as a gift. And don't ever forget, words can hurt more, but silence can break hearts.
All right, there he is.
Nice.
Next made man, Raider Jesus. Congratulations,
Welcome to the
my friend.
table, my friend.
Welcome to the table. Right on. All right, so speaking of the table, we've got some made men and made women at the table. And so, oh, by the way, Mrs. OG Daniel, call us back. I think is that her second call?
I think so.
I think that's her second call. One more time, Mrs. OG Daniel, and you could be the next made woman. But I think one of the most recent made women we've had is PSP Raiderette. Yeah. So let's check in with PSP, and she's amazing. She's all, like we all were, all in her feelings post-game.
You're going to have to, honestly, this is PSP Raiderette, by the way. And honestly, I need you to probably get ready to bleep because I got some shit to say. This is some motherfucking bullshit. Are you fucking kidding me? How do you not score a fucking touchdown in a game of a team who has a worse record than you? This is some motherfucking bullshit. We got Carr and Adams, who's supposed to be the golden fucking boys in the NFL. They've been bragging about them for the longest. You know what? I'm done. I don't care. You know what? I'm a Raider. That whole the therapy session was very helpful. Once again, I want to say it was very helpful, and I appreciate that. And you know what? I'm going to be a Raider because I'm a Raider, not because of the team. Because the team fucking sucks ass. The team sucks stinky fucking ass. I'm saying donkey ass, and I hate saying donkey ass because it reminds me of the fucking Broncos, but I don't even fucking care right now. This team sucks fucking donkey ass. You suck. Get your fucking shit together. Y'all got all the fucking tools to do this shit better than you doing it, and you looking like punks. They suck. They suck. But I'm still a Raider.
That's right.
I'm going to be a Raider. Always going to be a Raider. Raider for life. No matter what. Raider till I die. You know what? I said 12-5, and I know for God's goodness. Well, we're not going to get no 12-5, but goodness, please don't shit the bed any more than you've done it. Please don't shit the bed anymore. Please. I hope they don't shit the bed anymore. Because I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. It's hurtful. It hurts my chest. It hurts my heart. I'm at work screaming at customers, leave me alone while I'm watching the game or listening to the game while I'm working. Okay. But you know what? Still a Raider. Always a Raider.
Hey, man.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
So funny. This team sucks donkey ass.
So great. I know. Good guy. She just we all felt that.
Yep.
We all felt that.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. I love it. Ron says this is the calm, rational take you don't get on social media. Never. Oh, my gosh. Great call, PSP Raiderette. That was awesome, man. That was awesome. Excellent job. All right, next up, let's head down to Alabama and check in with our buddy Josh in the 703.
Hey, fam. Ouch. Really all I can say about that shit last night or yesterday. That was bad, man. As a whole team collapse. I'm already seeing everything. Hey, we need to get rid of Carr. He's a problem. Fire everybody and get ready to tank. I never understood that tanking shit, man. Like, why would you actively root for your team to lose?
Amen.
Like, I just don't get it. Nowhere in me is there like, yeah, hey, let's lose and hope we get something better. You're sacrificing your pride on the hopes that you improve. Because what if you do that and you're losers and then you don't get better?
Amen, man.
Yep.
Great
So
take.
what's the point? I don't know, man. It's 5 in the morning. I'm on my way to work. I'm decked out in Raider gear. I don't give a damn. Got my hoodie on, got my Scully, got my Raider coffee cup. I'm about to eat a bunch of shit full, but I don't care, man. Raider Nation, we bow down to nobody.
That's right.
Let's go.
That's right.
Put them little fingers in the sky. Hoist the colors, you fuckers. Trevor Lawrence.
You had to get in that shot of Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Love it. Good calls tonight, huh?
Yeah, they're good.
They're good. Y'all crushed it tonight, man. Awesome stuff, Raider Nation. All right, next up, let's go down to Houston, Texas. Check in with our good buddy. We call him the Historian, and he is Houston Raiders Steve.
Murph, Swag Jeff Nation. Houston Raiders Steve. I just want to say how much I enjoyed meeting you all in Nashville, and friends for life, and it was really awesome. I just also wanted to say, even though we were shut out 24-0, it was great being in New Orleans and being out there out in front of Dave & Buster's about 9:30 in the morning on Sunday. Everybody all got together, picked that place to meet up, and we all walked in nation. It was a sea of humanity. We were all yelling, Raiders, Raiders, over and over again. We were so loud, and all the Saints fans were looking at us like, what the heck is going on? Man, that's the big part of the reason why I'm a Raider fan is the Raider family, the Raider Nation, the friendships, the lifelong friendships. That is what keeps us going, irrelevant of what the score is on the scoreboard. I always tell people, they say, why are you a Raiders fan? And I said, well, how come you're not a Raiders fan? You know, it's in my DNA. Will be till the day they put me in my coffin, and even probably in the afterlife. But, you know, that's the reason why. It's the family. It's the friendship. It's just the whole camaraderie. The game is just, the cherry on the sundae. That's the real reason. We win every tailgate. That's just the way it is. So hang in there, everybody. We know there's a lot of problems on both sides of the ball. We second guess. We get upset. We get mad. We get pissed off. We get happy. We go through the whole gamut of emotions. It's kind of like a marriage or relationship. Not every day it's surf and turf. Sometimes it's mac and cheese and spam. We're always there. This is when our team needs us the most. I love you all, nation. My Raider family for life. Hang in there. God bless, and goodbye.
Ah, there he is. Houston Raiders Steve. Nice job, my friend.
Great call.
All right, one last one to get to. Let's head up to Jersey, and let's check in with our good friend. He is Rev Raider.
What's going on, Murph? Uncle Mosh with the jersey in the rafters, young Swaggo, Michelle Sweat. It's Rev Raider calling from Jersey. Man, all I can say about this team, man, they was on the struggle bus trying to drive from the back seat near the emergency exit. Feel like that drill sergeant in Full Metal Jackets. What the fuck was that? Oh, my gosh. It was terrible, in all facets of the game, and everybody played a part. I know there's some people out there emotional that want to point fingers here and there. It was a terrible look. Everybody played a part in that butt whooping, And it comes to a point where we have to think about a sense of pride and a sense of manhood. Now, that should have started prior to the game. Earlier in the week in an interview, they were interviewing Alvin Kamara, and he said, about the game, he said, we're going to whoop their ass.
Yeah.
He did. He called it.
If that was me in that position, I'm checking receipts because I need to make sure that he pays for that.
Amen.
And
Let's
that's
go.
the mind frame going into that game. But this dude, he stood true to his word and whooped our ass.
He did.
Couldn't get off the field on third down. Couldn't stay on the field on third down. It was terrible. Defense still getting smoked over the middle. Terrible, And Josh McDaniels, you need to either figure out the better wrinkles in that jet sweep or retire it. Here's an idea. On 3rd and 1, they're expecting Devontae Adams coming across, or they're expecting Josh Jacobs. Why not give it to Jakob Johnson up the middle?
Love
there
it.
You go.
Still running the ball. Just saying, And I can appreciate him apologizing to the Raiders fans in the interviews and stuff like that, but I need more fire out of him, especially in the interviews.
Absolutely.
And one thing that burns my britches is the try thing. In the illustrious words of the good green guy, the Master Yoda, do or do not, there is no try.
Amen, brother.
Right. And so, playtime's over, boy, like Sho'nuff used to say in The Last Dragon. You know, we can stop saying that it's a long season. Nah, I don't want to hear that. You pissed that away with all your losses.
Uh-huh.
There's no room for error. There's no room for loss like that. So it's time to man up. You know, put your money where your mouth is. Since everybody's saying you're overpaid, put your money where your mouth is. Ball out. You know, get your dicks out the dirt. Excuse my friend. You know, we got to do this thing. I still believe in this team, but we got to do what we need to do to survive. Love y'all. Peace.
Ah, there he
Nice.
is, Rev Raider.
Fantastic.
We love you too, Rev Raider. Man, that was an awesome call.
That was a great call.
You know, they're good one, and we had a ton of great calls tonight.
Yeah.
That's not to rob any of the other calls. But the points that he made weren't stuff that we even talked about tonight.
That's right,
Like we've
yeah.
had a lot of discussion around all this
Yeah.
stuff, and some of those points that he made were fantastic and
Yeah.
fresh.
Good
Those were fresh opinions, and I hadn't heard that stuff on any social media either, or from analysts or journalists other. So that was great, man. Good stuff there from Rev Raider. All right,
Great
so
one.
we award a Sizzler Award to the best emailer or phone caller of the night. And Swag Jeff, who do we have tonight?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we started with some great emails. Stacy Ruff, Silver and Black Mac, T-Hom, and Paul. And then, great emails from all four of them. Then, of course, we kicked it off with the Capo. Amazing call. His
Good
calls
stuff.
are always
Yeah.
good, but it was really solid this week, and I appreciate him bringing my name up on the list.
What?
You've moved up.
Yeah, I moved up on his list.
yeah.
Normally,
On
I'm
the
like
list.
14
Oh,
in his call outs,
that's
and
right,
I
huh?
got
Yeah.
moved up to 2.
And Michelle got called out on a few tonight too,
Absolutely.
which is cool. Yeah,
Absolutely,
And I
yeah.
actually can go back to Rev's call. I love how he said Uncle Mosh jersey in the rafters.
Heck yeah,
I
dude.
love that, man. That makes me want to put an Uncle Mosh
Oh.
jersey up or something. You know what I mean?
We might could do that.
We might should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And then Raider Roo, who says we have a quarterback problem. CPA Joel and Ronan calling in. Great call there.
Making him feel
so
stinky.
cute.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was so cute.
absolutely,
He's right, though.
absolutely. Animal Mother called in, said he'd rather slam his arm into the door of his car than deal with Mick Dumbass. Yeah, Raider Jesus called in, said all he wants for Christmas is to beat Kansas City, and all Raider haters can die of gonorrhea.
And rot in hell.
And rot in hell. Don't forget that part. If dying of gonorrhea wasn't bad enough.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. PSP Raiderette was just basically one solid
Bless her
bleep.
heart.
And says Raider for life, not because of the team, though. Josh in the 703 says, ouch. Don't root for your team to tank, though. And man, F Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
Mrs. OG Daniel called in and said, was there a plan? Was there a plan for that game at all? And there was an
No,
F-bomb.
there was not.
Didn't look
But
like
there
it.
was an F-bomb
It was
incoming.
the best
It was a
place
good,
F-bomb,
sweet
man. It was
F-bomb.
nice.
Yeah,
For
those
sure,
are-
absolutely.
Respect
And then
from Michelle for that F-bomb.
absolutely. So Houston
And
Raiders
you're the
Steve,
F-bomb aficionado.
I'm going to respect
that's her
those.
job title.
Oh my gosh.
F-bomb connoisseur.
100%, yeah.
That's me. That's me.
F-bomb connoisseur. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What's the
Sommelier?
Yes, you're the
F-bomb
F-bomb sommelier.
Sommelier. That's me. I'll do that.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Houston Raider Steve, who was at the game this weekend, but Raider Nation just keeps us going despite everything. Rev Raider with an amazing call says the team's on the struggle bus. No one's playing good. All that stuff. So tonight I'm doing something a little bit different because I couldn't pick. So I'm going to give out 2 sizzlers tonight.
I like it.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So the first sizzler of the night, I'm giving it to our buddy CPA Joel's son, Ronan.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
who
I
said
like that. That's a good
McDaniels
one.
is stinky, and
is.
yeah, and then of course, some of the other takes that he did said that Kamara should have paid for his call out, and everyone needs to get their D out of the dirt. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so also a sizzler goes to Rev Raider.
Hey, Rev Raider.
Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler. Sizzler. Sizzler.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Play better.
Hollins. Throw it to Matt Collins, but throw it to Devontae first.
Throw it to Devontae.
Please.
Real quick before we get into the lighter exit of this, I do want to send up much prayers and much thought.
Yes.
To the Graves' family. Miss Ebony Graves in there in the chat room. She put up a super chat, but that's and thank you for that. But more importantly, a message, rest in peace, to her little cousin Dominique, who they laid to rest this last weekend, who was a victim of domestic violence.
Yeah.
And so again, our hearts go out to you and your family first and foremost. But then also, too, I would like to use this opportunity to mention that when you do give donations, so that $10 that Ebony gives and this amazing 5-figure check that we're going to give to the Bolitnikovs, that's what it's going towards, is sanctuary and rehabilitative services for young women that are at risk of domestic violence and substance abuse. That is something that has always been to the three of us in this room and of our extended family, something that's near and dear to our hearts. And I hate that we have a real world example right here in our chat room of that and the tragic nature of that. So
and also,
please,
too,
Michelle.
He was male. And so it was because she had messaged me about it.
Oh,
and
okay.
His
she messaged
girlfriend
my wife too. Yeah.
had killed him. And so I want to
please,
just
thank you for that clarification.
reiterate that it can happen to men as well. You know, like domestic violence is so rampant. And sometimes you kind of forget that it can also happen to a male, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think it's important to remember that they should also be able to speak out. And I think it's so sad. I've been praying for Ebony since she messaged us, but it's something to really think about, because I think a lot of times they don't get the coverage, you know, that women do. So I think it's an important thing to point out.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Praying
for
you,
Michelle.
Ebony.
Yeah,
Love you, girl.
absolutely. We love you guys so much.
Much love.
Absolutely hate to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. So appreciate all of you joining us here tonight at Raiders Fan Radio. So as I mentioned, you guys raised $10,000. You raised $10,000, Raider Nation.
So good.
10 G's that you guys raised for the One Nation Foundation, and we give 100% of that money to the Bolitnikovs. We're going to look forward to giving that to them in December. So thank you to all of your amazing, relentless support, all of your support on social media, all your subscriptions, and even for those of you that can't support the show monetarily, just hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube, on the audio versions of the podcast. Anywhere you can find a podcast, you can find us. You can ask your internet connected device, go to any audio service and just check out Raiders Fan Radio. And we appreciate the love and support that you give us there. That's the most important thing outside of the monetization, because we can raise more money by advertising, and we're starting to really see some significant revenue generated there with advertising. So just supporting the show is the most important thing. And then, of course, we really appreciate your monetary donations as well. And now I'm going to shut up and I'm going to send it over to Jeff's best friend and yours, Michelle, to take us on out of here.
Yeah, honestly, man, listen, Raider Nation, one of the things that I noticed across the board is that Raider Nation showed up and showed out. And regardless of what the team does, Raider Nation always wins. So that's what we take away from this. Go Raider Nation.
Raider Nation is undefeated.
That's right,
Yep.
undefeated.
Yep, absolutely. And thanks
Love
everyone.
you guys.
Thanks everyone in the chat. Tiger Raider, Obi-Wan Cannoli right there. Raider critique, Rev Raider. My dad's girlfriend Melissa's in there. Says hello, y'all from Mount Pleasant. So hey there,
nice.
hey there, Melissa.
Yeah.
Ron the Materator's in there. Raider critique, Ebony Graves, Franklin 83, Aaron the Q Dog Raider, Rev Raider's in there. Ron the Materator holding it down. I think I might have said that a bunch of times. But hey, thanks so much, and congratulations to Ronan and to Rev Raider for this week's Sizzler Awards.
Great cause.
Absolutely.
So good.
Welcome to the table, Jesus, Raider Jesus.
At
the table, man. Yeah, Jesus is always at the table. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody else with the Jesus.
That's it. Hey, thanks everyone for listening to Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Don't forget, everyone, what happens in Vegas, it started in Oakland.
Damn right.
Yeah. Love you. See you. Bye.
Good night, YouTube.
Goodbye. Keep your head up. Keep wearing that shield, bruh.
That's right.
Okay.